Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Running the Bases, special edition of Running the Bases. All the boys are in the house. I am Michael Garaffa, joined by Marco Peralta, Ryan Blank, and Nick Nath. Are you ready for what is going to be the coolest show we have ever had? 4+ hours live right here on YouTube covering the MLB 2021 trade deadline, and boy, am I excited. Who else is excited?
Hands. I'm in full okay, you want hands? Okay, I got hands.
Man,
I'm in full Twitter mode right now.
We all are in full Twitter mode, but we are going to have to jump back and forth between Twitter and well, I'll let you guys be the Twitter handlers for now. When you see news, just announce it. Because I'll introduce trades that have been, we might as well just start right now. Officially, Jose Barrios has been traded to the Toronto Blue Jays. That is official. Just was announced officially. Jose Barrios, Toronto Blue Jays. We'll get more on that later. We are going to be covering every single trade that has happened since our last podcast on Tuesday until today. If you did not see last Tuesday's show, this previous Tuesday, you can go check that out. We covered every trade that had happened to that point. So, today, we're going to roll through everything that has happened since. There have been this many trades. Ooh, wait, let's get it. Let's show it. There we go. This many trades.
Okay, I was about to say, Michael, nobody can see that, man. Like,
it's okay. I'm just
Michael,
saying
you know what you're going to have to do, though? You're going to have to Venmo me $20.
I will after the end of the day. At the very end of the day, I will do that. But let's roll, shall we? We're going to go over every single trade that has happened since, and any trade that happens live, we're going to be breaking it right here on the show. So we have until the last trade has been completed. We're going to have people jumping in. We're going to have special guests. We're going to be having some of these guys are going to have to drop out at some points, leave, go, whatever. It's a 4-hour show. We can't expect people to be sitting here for 4 hours. We have a breaking news.
Making a hard push for Kyle Gibson.
Yes, I'll just leave it to you guys to announce those things on the air. If you don't say it, I'll just jump in. So yes, the Phillies making a push now for Kyle Gibson. But while we wait for more information for everything to come out, we are going to start right away with what the first trade was after our show on Tuesday, and that was the Astros trading Abraham Toro and Joe Smith to the Mariners for Kendall Graveman and Rafael Montero. It was an interesting trade. And what I want to do is we're going to just go, I'm going to pick one of you guys to talk about the trade, and you're going to talk about it. If anyone else has any other, information that they want to discuss, then you guys can discuss it. Just jump on in and start talking about it. But Nick, I want you to start us off with this trade. Give us a little bit of information. What are you seeing from this trade? Do you like it? Who do you think won? Just basic information about the Astros trade of Abraham Toro and Joe Smith to the Mariners for Kendall Graveman and Rafael Montero.
Specifically, I think the funniest part about this trade was that these teams played each other like back-to-back times, and Toro was able to hit a home run both as a Mariner and as an Astro, which I thought was pretty cool. But going back to like the entire trade as itself, I don't have like that much of an opinion on like the prospects and the players within it. All I know is that Toro is an absolute beast for being able to homer off of the Astros as a Mariner and then homering off of the Mariners as an Astro. And I think he's the first player to like hit a home run off the same team and then hit a home run off the opposing team. I just thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, going back to the trade itself, I don't really have much to say about it. I mean, the Astros are obviously trying to get more pieces as they make a push to contend in the AL West. And then the Mariners, I wouldn't say they're selling, but they're kind of get new pieces that they want for their team. And they're kind of going in a different direction that everyone thought they would this year.
And I think a lot of this that we were seeing, a lot of things that were coming up were, this was shocking for everyone. And it really put a big, big damper on the Mariners clubhouse that was just sitting there after coming off these huge wins. They just walked off the Astros the night before, and then they trade their best pitcher to their division rival that they're trying to beat. And we heard that the Mariners players were not happy, that they were crying in the clubhouse. And honestly, that's not a good look. I mean, we have already seen tons of problems from Jerry Dipoto this year, the general manager of the Mariners. And honestly, this is already a team that doesn't like their general manager, and this just doesn't help. And because of that, it's a very, very sticky situation that we had to watch and say, man, poor Mariners. So before we get on with the rest, we have a very special guest here, as Mr. Blake Harris has joined us. I don't know if there you go. Blake, can you hear us?
There you go. We're chilling. Morning, boys. How we doing?
We are
up,
wonderful.
Blake?
How you doing, Blake? How you doing, my man?
I'm doing well. I'm hopefully going to be doing a lot better in an hour or 2 hours, depending on what happens over the course of the rest of the morning.
Have you ordered your Trey Turner Scherzer jersey yet?
Not yet. Not yet, because as
Well,
we
at this
saw,
point, you have to make it customizable, and that's a whole lot more expensive than actual jerseys.
as we saw yesterday with what happened with the pods, I'm not going to celebrate anything until I see the tweet from the Dodgers saying it's official. But you never know. You never know. I mean, we didn't think that the Padres get shafted yesterday like they did, but they did. So, like I said, because of that, I'm going to pump the brakes, not get too excited until, like I said, I get that official @Dodgers tweet saying we've officially pulled off this heist.
That's a good idea. That's a great idea. I have been I have personally been at the wrong side of a trade that was almost official that didn't become official. So.
No, you were on the wrong side of a trade.
You were on the wrong side.
You got on the wrong side of a trade and a free agent signing, so that kind of sucks for you, Michael.
That's true.
Also,
you're right.
just so everyone knows, teams are looking to acquire Scott Borlow from the Royals.
Yes, that is.
I swear, I will lose my mind.
All right, so I gotta ask Blake something since we're the only Dodger fans here. So Blake, sorry, I'm in full Twitter mode right now. What was your reaction first and foremost when you heard that the Padres were interested in Max Scherzer for like the first rumor they came out?
I wasn't shocked. I really went into this whole thing with expectations that the Padres were actually going to get Max Scherzer, just because I knew that the asking price was going to be insane. I figured it was likely going to include K-Bird, which I don't think if you're getting a rental, you should have to part ways with your top prospect. I just think that's a massive overpay already. So I knew that they were going to be asking for Scherzer or for K-Bird. So I was thinking, if the Padres, they want to send, a couple top prospects to get a rental, by all means go for it. So when the initial report came out yesterday, I was thinking, it sucks, but I'm not surprised. It's likely going to cost a lot. There are other good starting pitchers out there that won't cost as much as Scherzer, but obviously he's the biggest, impact arm. So wasn't shocked, pissed off, but I figured they would. But I also figured that the Nats were using that as leverage to try to get Friedman or Farhan to up their offer, because Trey Turner was not going to be included in the original package. And then I think Friedman saw that the Padres were about to get him, said, holy crap, let me go to work here and put my magic to the test. So, yeah, I don't know how truly close the Padres actually were, or again, if the Nats were just absolutely using them in order to get more out of Friedman, which I think ended up being the case. But hey, considering what we just saw that the Twins acquired for Berrios, I don't know if that makes the Dodgers deal look like a massive underpay, or this is just an overpay of the century for, a middle of the rotation kind of starter.
Well, before we, I know, Marco, you're going to have more questions. We also now have Mr. Tim Ryder joining us. Tim, Blake, I will have to introduce you two because Blake is he covers the Dodgers. He covers the Dodgers for True Blue LA and also is an editor for SB Nation. And Tim is Blake, he's on my side of things. He's a Mets cover. He covers the Mets. He writes for the Apple NYM. That's simply amazing pod. He is all over Mets coverage. So we've got now Mets, Dodgers, and Ryan and Nick all the way over there. So look at this. We're just a packed house. Tim, how are you doing today?
Doing great, guys. Thanks for having me back.
Well, we are so happy to have everyone here. So we were just in the middle of Marco and Blake are chatting a little bit about the Scherzer trade with the Dodgers. So Marco, I'll let you resume that conversation.
So I would say, Blake, like right after when you saw the fact that Scherzer was maybe going to the Padres, we went for Dan Duffy. How did you feel about that? Like me personally, I was a little bit like didn't sit well with me because of the fact that you had an injured starting rotation. Then
Hold on, Marco. I don't want to interrupt you, but we have a breaking news trade right now as the Cleveland Indians have traded Eddie Rosario and cash to the Atlanta Braves in exchange for Pablo Sandoval. Rosario is going to be out for a few more weeks. The Braves are going to be paying some of his contract. That is credit to Mandy Bell. So didn't want to interrupt you. We'll get back to that in a minute, continue what you were saying. But as we were trying to cover everything live, it's going to be a hectic few hours, very hectic few hours. We're going to be interrupted a lot today. So we anticipate that. But you can resume what you were just on the line of.
Oh, well, going with Dan Duffy when you traded for him, the thing that didn't sit well with me is the fact how the Dodgers have an injured starting rotation and they trade for another injured starting pitcher. I don't know how that sat with you when that was basically a response of the rumors of Scherzer going to the Padres.
Yeah, the crazy thing is, if you were to switch like the times of the deals, like if the Dodgers were to acquire Danny Duffy this morning, that deal would look like fantastic. It would look like just a depth piece that Friedman's adding on. It just at the time when the Padres were about to acquire Scherzer and the Dodgers counter with Danny Duffy, that myself I was like, what? But now looking at it, it's a great piece for the Dodgers. I mean, he's having a career year. He's going to be out probably till like end of August or something. So this is kind of like the old-fashioned waiver deadline kind of piece where you pretty much got to consider this as like a waiver deadline piece. So he'll be great in September. He'll make spot starts if needed because the Dodgers are still kind of depleted. But he'll likely go to the bullpen come October. So overall, I mean, it's a fantastic move. It cost the Dodgers absolutely nothing. It's going to be a player to be named later, but considering he's likely going to miss a month already, it probably won't even be a top 30 prospect eventually whenever the Royals get to pick. So you don't have to give up anything for him. He's a local guy. So overall, I mean, again, at the moment it happened, I think we were all going, what the hell are you doing, Friedman? But again, looking back at it now, and it's kind of like the forgotten move. I'm always going to refer to yesterday as Danny Duffy Day, just for the sole reason that that's the deal that happened first. But I love the Danny Duffy move. I think it's a great addition, again, because at this point now, like you literally don't even need to see him until middle of September at this point. Just assuming the Dodgers can win the division, I think would be a crucial piece come October.
I think the biggest piece when it comes to seeing the Trey Turner and Max Scherzer deal is the fact that Gavin Lux wasn't involved in the trade. I was expecting that to happen. Yes, you give up Reese, and like obviously he was a big prospect, and I think he would have been the great successor for when it came to Barnes. But I think I'm just impressed on how this deal was handled. The fact that Gavin Lux was not included. I don't know if you have the same thoughts or you have a different opinion.
Yeah. When
Before you do, Blake, I don't want to interrupt you, but we are having the now Adam Duvall looks like he's going to be traded to the Marlins again. We'll get more on that after our Dodgers talk. Just wanted to make sure we're keeping up with everything. Adam Duvall was trying to trade him to the Braves. Sorry, I said Adam Duvall traded to the Marlins.
Braves just got Eddie Rosario.
Yes, I announced that while you weren't here. Okay. Continue.
Too many trades. I love it. Yeah, no, I thought Lux was for sure going to be in that Nationals trade initially. Who knows? Like the Dodgers are still being linked to Craig Kimbrell, so maybe instead of parting ways with one of their top prospects, they part with Gavin Lux because now there's no room for him anywhere with Trey Turner in the infield. So if it takes Gavin Lux and like a mid 15 to 25 range prospect. It's a solid haul for the Cubs. You're getting a young guy who's still, young enough where he could be a prospect. So we'll wait and see. But I'll be shocked if Lux makes it out alive, assuming the Dodgers don't make any blockbuster moves, just because it's tough to really see, where they have a role for him moving forward. But who knows? I mean, Friedman's job is a lot tougher than mine. So we'll wait and see. But yeah, Gavin Lux is definitely an interesting name. If a team wants to take a chance on him, because he was, the number 2 prospect in baseball just 2 years ago. So he could be a bright young piece for a rebuilding team for sure.
Blake, I do have a question for you. You kind of like said something about it. What kind of prospect do you think the Royals could get for Danny Duffy and as a player to be named later?
Sorry, dog. It's going to be literally just
yeah.
It could be a guy that turns out to be something special, but usually again with these things, especially considering the fact that Dodgers are going to get him for like a month or something at the absolute most. Like I said, if they're able to get like a guy in the Dodgers 20s range, I think that'd be the best case scenario. But then again, the Dodgers have, as we've seen, the best depth in their farm among anyone. So I wouldn't be shocked if the Royals, they end up getting someone good. But yeah, unfortunately, my man, it probably won't be anyone too special for your legend, which sucks because I know Royals fans absolutely love and adore Danny Duffy. So I can understand your pain for losing him for absolutely nothing, but at least he'll get another World Series championship if that makes you feel any better.
Andy's going back home, so I can't be upset.
Alrighty, so
Yeah.
we also now have official confirmation. The Atlanta Braves have acquired Adam Duvall from the Miami Marlins in return for Alex Jackson. So that is that's a somewhat interesting trade considering that the Braves were about 2 days ago and the Marlins said they didn't want to do that. So
Yeah.
I'm intrigued about that. Now,
Hey, Michael.
yes.
Now I got one question for Tim because he's
Okay, I was going to open up the floor for Tim.
Okay, come on, bro. We gotta do this. So Tim, I gotta ask you. I haven't talked to you in a while. So hi. Hopefully you're doing well, my friend.
What's up, man?
My question to you is seeing the other big fish that hasn't been traded. Obviously, the one that was in the two that are in Chicago, one left to New York to the other franchise, but there's Chris Bryant being tied to the Mets apparently, but now he's being in talks with the Giants and the Rays. So, do you think that they should try to make a push for him, or just let it be, or what do you think that they should do at this point?
I think Bryant's probably the best fit, just based on he hits lefties, which the Mets have had a really tough time doing. He's versatile in the field. You could put him at third base. You could put him in the corner outfield spots. If need be, you could put him in center field, but he really doesn't have a lot of tread there. I mean, depending on what the Cubs are asking for, I said it on Twitter a little while ago. I think a lot of the reports that we're seeing, I would say about 50% of them are probably just, kind of stirring the pot, maybe get a reaction out of a team that's maybe interested. The Rays making a push like this is surprising to an extent. I guess thinking about where they're saddled in the American League East certainly makes it a little more clear as to what they're doing. Just, I guess it's a team you don't really expect it from, but as a Mets fan, I'd hate to see Tampa Bay come in and swoop Chris Bryant because I do feel like he's a really good fit. Even Javi Baez could be certainly an alluring option. I guess you could put it that way. Talented player, certainly not the type of profile that Bryant's going to bring, but makes the team better without question.
Yeah. Now seeing how Bryant is tied to the Giants, Blake, I'll go with you really quick. That the chances of them needing to get him, they're huge because they would be the only team in the NL West to not improve in the trade deadline. We saw the Padres; they got Daniel Hudson. Obviously not the biggest piece, but it's something that they improved on when it came to the bullpen. And now you have the Dodgers with Trey Turner and you have Max Scherzer. So how important is it for the Giants to get Chris Bryant on their squad?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully not, because I would prefer Chris Bryant to go to the Mets. That would make everything a whole lot easier on our end. But yeah, I mean, it just seems like you would assume that either Javi Baez or Chris Bryant to the Mets make perfect sense. Farhan Zaidi, I mean, again, we've seen that dude is just an absolute wizard, so I wouldn't put anything past him to pull off some incredible trade. But, I mean, the Giants are in an interesting position because no one expected them to do so well this year. I still don't understand how they're doing it because I look at that roster and I think to myself, this doesn't make any sense. Their farm system is pretty good, so it could be one of those things where you just say, do we just let it ride and hopefully we can, win the division still, which – again, they're riding this magic streak. They could very well still win the division without making a move, and then they hold on to their farm system. Or again, do they see the moves the Dodgers made, the Padres made? Do they think we need to go all in to get Chris Bryant? Hopefully not Craig Kimbrell because, my goodness, that would be fantastic for the Dodgers. But I wouldn't put past Farhan, especially knowing him. There will be some deal like at $12.50 that he pulls out of his hat where it's an amazing move for the Giants. So I don't think they stand pat, but then again, they might have the mindset that we're playing with house money. We're letting this ride because they have 4 or 5 guys like in the top 100 in regards to prospects. So if they want to hold on to them, they have a young nucleus coming up from the farm. So we'll see. It's interesting to see what the Giants do. But again, they have a 3-game lead, with 2 months to go. They might feel like that's a solid enough cushion. But like I said, Farhan Zaidi, man, that dude. Andrew Friedman gets a lot of credit, but Farhan's right behind him in regards to being some of the most underrated GMs in all of baseball.
I have a question for Blake about the Scherzer trade. I feel like no one's talking about the Trey Turner piece, and I just have a question about what, like, going into like next season, like, what are we going to see defensively? Like, are we going to see like a healthy Seager play short? Are we going to see Turner play in the outfield, or is Seager gone at this point? Like,
Well, they're saying that Turner can be playing second base, and you have Corey Seager at shortstop while he returns.
oh,
I
okay.
don't know. That's what you heard too, Blake. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
That
no,
was for you.
it's the craziest part is where like all season I've been all on board with the whole Trey Turner thing because although he's going to be free agent next year, like I think he's when healthy, like an all around. I know you Mets fans love Lindor. I know you can make the case defensively he's the best. Offensively he's been struggling, but I think all around Trey Turner is the best shortstop in baseball when taking into
I
account
agree.
hitting for average, hitting for power, his speed, his defense. Again, when he's fully healthy, like all around, I think he's legit. So I was hoping for the Dodgers to somehow pull a trade off for him, but this puts the Dodgers in a good situation. Either you keep Corey Seager, who's a top 5 shortstop in baseball, and you figure it out with Trey Turner, where you can put him at second base, center field. Hopefully, the NL finally has the DH next year, so they can work in some guys with the DH. Or Corey Seager walks, you don't have to worry about paying him $200+ million, and now Trey Turner is your shortstop for at least another season. So it's a win-win for the Dodgers. It's a fantastic problem to have. Either you have a top 5 shortstop in baseball next season, or you have 2. So again, it all depends. But if I were to guess, I think Seager walks just because he has Mr. Scott Boras as his agent, which means he's going to be asking for at least like $250 million, 7+ years, which I don't think the Dodgers should go anywhere near. I'm fine with like a 3-year deal for like, $120 million, something like that. A shorter contract, more annually. But like I said, good problem to have if you're the Dodgers.
Yeah, I completely agree. Now I want to go a little bit more on because I want to focus on Tim a little bit too. Got to get because now you guys are here. Want to get the questions out of the way for that, and then we can go over
Mets
coverage.
talk in here. Let's
Yeah,
get
baby.
some Mets talk.
Let's.
I do have a question though.
If you've got a for Tim.
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
Tim. Michael has been saying that the Mets might be linked to Trevor Story. Do you see any possibility of that happening? And if so, would it be worth it knowing that they just paid Lindor and would have to dish out 200+, maybe even 300+ million to re-sign Trevor Story?
Yeah, it's tough. As a Mets fan, we're not used to the team actually operating like a big market club. I think having money is something new for a lot of Mets fans. You would think that if you're giving up big prospects and I do think Story would make the team better this year, and they'll be more. They'd have a better chance at winning a World Series, which of course is the ultimate goal. What the cost is going to be if either you don't plan on re-signing Story or he does walk, you have to figure out kind of where that comes in. I almost see him as a contingency plan to one of the guys from the Cubs, but I wouldn't be shocked if there was interest there. I think Tim Britton of The Athletic just put out that he hasn't heard much traction between the Mets and the Rockies, and this was only, I think, 3 or 4 minutes ago. But you have to wonder whether, I guess, where there's smoke, there's fire. We had heard some action there. If the price is palatable and you don't have to give up a top guy for him, just to make a push this year, I wouldn't be against it. But in the same regard, if Colorado wants, a big return for him, and you don't see him fitting into the future plans, it might not be for the best.
Yeah, I agree on that, and I've been obviously they have been very closely tied to Story, but it seems like those negotiations have kind of cooled off a lot over the last, I'd say, 24 hours or so. So now I'm obviously intrigued as a Mets fan, and I'm sure you are as well, that we have been watching Mets trade deadlines for years, and Anthony DiComo, who is the beat writer for the Mets for MLB.com, he talked about how the Yoenis Cespedes trade happened at 3:47 p.m., 13 minutes before the deadline. And last year, they made 3 trades that happened literally like 10 to 15 minutes after the deadline. So we're sitting here and we're wondering, I'm definitely having that feeling of, well, maybe they're just not going to do anything. Are you having that feeling at all? And if so, do you think that's maybe just us letting the past get to us, or it's just a real feeling?
I think we're definitely haunted by demons of years past. I think I talked about it a bit for the Apple on Friday morning. I do think that this team knows where they stand in the mix. I think that they know how close they are. I mean, just this month, you've had so many guys return from the IL. The offense, I believe, is about to finish July with the most wins above replacement and highest weighted runs created plus as a team in the majors. The pitching staff's about to be retooled. I don't foresee them standing pat. I think that, again, they know that they're way too close and they have a lead in the division. I mean, you can look at the Dodgers. The Dodgers are, they entered today 3 games back in the West and up 5 over, I guess, in the wild card or something to that effect.
It's a lot smaller after this skid. They're only 2.5 up over.
Okay, 2.5 up. My apologies. That's 2.5 up on San Diego.
Oh yeah, and then Cincinnati's 5 behind.
There you go. Okay. I'm trying to picture in my head the standings, but yeah, you see a team like the Dodgers who just and of course they do this all the time, but they just balls to the wall. Let's go out and win another World Series. And as a fan, I feel like the Mets, that's what they're trying to do right now. I would be shocked if they stood pat at the deadline. I'm actually expecting a Bryant deal, and that's not off information. That's just, it makes too much freaking sense. It really does.
It does. Well,
yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I didn't know if you were finished or not.
Oh, I'm done.
Okay. It's going to be interesting with all these trades that are going to be coming out over the next couple of hours. We're going to be so overwhelmed with so many trades. So we already spoke about, yes.
So this is a question for this round table. So we still have Trevor Story available, Chris Bryant available, and we have Craig Kimbrell available and other pieces, not as big fish. But I got to ask, who do you guys think is going to be the next big fish that's going to be traded? Is it going to be within the next few hours, or is it going to be once trade deadline happens?
You say when or who?
No, it's it could do both. It could happen in an hour, or it could happen. I'm basically asking, for example, I would say Chris Bryant, he's going to be traded next, the big fish, an hour before the deadline is over. Or you could say within the next hour or so. You know what I mean, Nick?
Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely think Bryant, Story, those guys are going to be out of here within the next couple hours. I'm seeing a lot of Buxton surface, especially for Mets, like Tim and Michael. What kind of return would you be expecting to give away for Buxton, a guy that's been hurt all year, but when he plays, he's a 360, 355 average type of guy. Obviously, the sample size is low, but I mean, who would you give up for a guy like Buxton?
Not much. Maybe one top 10 prospect. I could see them maybe giving up a Thomas Zapucki or something, at the most. But maybe a number 15 prospect. He's hurt still. That's a lot of the Mets already have a full outfield. First of all, I don't really think they're going to end up going after Buxton. I think that would be really. I don't think that would make any sense. It would obviously boost the team, but I just don't think it would make sense considering that Smith is Dom Smith. I mean, yes, Conforto's been struggling, but with the fact that Buxton's hurt, you really can't rely on him to take over for Conforto full time, and even at that, it would just be weird. So I don't really think they will go for it, and if they do, they're going to have to be getting him for a steal. That's really the only way that works. I honestly think that Bryant's going to be right till the deadline. I actually think that I think Luke Voigt's going. I think Luke Voigt is going to go, and I think he's going to go very soon. I did just get a tweet from Mark Feinstein saying that they're looking to trade Luke Voigt. I think he goes, and I think he goes fast. I think he is going to be shipped off somewhere. I think it's interesting that they're trading him. He's a big part of their clubhouse, but that's just me. We'll go Ryan, Nick, Blake, and Tim just in the order of how we're on the screen for what we think for next big name and when.
It's tough. I think the next big name it's either got to be Bryant or Kimbrell to come off. A lot of teams are eyeing Kimbrell, and the stakes and the teams are just growing for Bryant now that the Rays are interested in him and Kimbrell. So could they be a potential package deal? That's definitely a possibility. But if that were to happen, that they're a package deal, that would probably take the Dodgers out of the running for Chris Bryant. So it just depends on what the Cubs see. If they want to package those two, then the Giants and the Rays would probably be guys that I really see getting them, and the Mets. I think the Mets would definitely be in on that too. But the Dodgers would probably lose, and the Padres, I would say, would probably lose out on getting a guy like Kimbrel.
Yeah, Ryan took the words right out of my mouth. Kimberly seems to be the hottest name as of right now. Both Chicago teams are on the running for him, as well as the Dodgers. But I really do see a Trevor Story deal being made here soon. I don't know where. I've seen a lot of Athletics ties with him. There's a lot of different teams I think he would fit in well. I think when you talk about shortstops, Trevor Story is easily a top 5 shortstop in the game right now, no question. And a little bit of a subpar year this year, obviously in Colorado. But if I was playing in Colorado too, I'd probably have a subpar season. But I don't know. Either Kimbrel, Story would be off the board next. Obviously, I think Bryant will come down to like the later half of the deadline, just because the Cubs will see how much leverage they can have from each team. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Kimbrel was out of here in the next 10 minutes, and same with Story.
Interesting. Blake, you got anything?
Initially, before the Trey Turner thing, I was all over a Kimbrel Chris Bryant package just because I thought that made sense because you could literally throw Chris Bryant anywhere. Now, I mean, the Dodgers would just be in full savage mode if they just added Chris Bryant for no reason. I mean, if you're the Cubs, it makes sense to trade everyone that has any sort of value, just because you're obviously just gutting everyone on the team, stacking up the farm. So if they, for whatever reason, hold on to Chris Bryant, which I just saw a tweet saying they actually might, I just don't understand what the point of, like, if you're going to keep anyone for, like, just to have like a send-off tour for the final 2 months, it should have been Anthony Rizzo, not Chris Bryant. So yeah, if they don't trade Chris Bryant, they're dumb. I don't know what they're doing. I think they'll both be going. I don't think they'll be packaged together unless a team, maybe like the Rays, wants to just overpay like crazy. I think the Rockies are going to be stupid, as they always are, and I just think I don't think they're going to trade Turner Story.
I agree.
Unless a team, like if I'm like the Reds, I throw something nice at them. If I'm the Mets, even though he's likely a rental, you make it work somehow. You throw something their way because his bat, when he's going, is, again, top 5 shortstop in all of baseball when you take into account his bat and his defense. But I think the Rockies are going to be stupid. They just have this idea set that, we're going to offer him a qualifying offer, and we're going to get, whatever comp pick that is, because we offered a quad pick to Octavio Dotel like years and years ago, and that turned into Trevor Story. Like, no, you don't take a chance. Get 3 or 4 mid-tier prospects, and eventually, hopefully, one of those guys pans out. But yeah, you trade him, you get something from it. Again, with John Gray, I get that he's been a Rocky his entire career. You love John Gray. Like, no, holding on to him is not going to do anything for you moving forward. At this point now, with Berrios off the table, I'm sorry, Kyle Gibson is not that good in my opinion. I don't think he's worthy. But I think he was actually already traded. I think he was traded like right before I came on the show. So I don't even think he's on the table anymore. So
Gibson? No, Gibson wasn't traded.
He wasn't traded. I thought he was before I came on. I thought I missed it. But
there were rumors. But
I think John Gray is the best starter currently available. And I think a team could definitely, send a top 10 prospect, maybe 2 or 3 guys in your top 30, because ironically, the dude is, a really good pitcher, although he's pitching at Coors Field. So the Rockies are a poorly run franchise. I'm going to be totally shocked if both those guys aren't on the team at the end of the day. I think they're going to hold on to John Gray and Trevor Story. So in regards to the next move, I think it's going to be Craig Kimbrel. I just think because I think teams realize he's the best reliever available. Chris Bryant, teams might be kind of iffy on him. So that's my guess, Craig Kimbrel, and the Rockies are stupid. They don't part ways with Trevor Story. And I think the Cubs also might be stupid as well, and they, for whatever reason, hold on to Javi Baez or Chris Bryant, when, again, you might as well just get a massive haul while you can and just load up the farm.
Nick, you can break
it. Finally we make something happen for us. And, I mean, it's not like – Daniel Norris is bye-bye, and he's a Milwaukee Brewer now. That's crazy.
Milwaukee Brewers have acquired Daniel Norris on the Detroit Tigers. Jeff Passan just broke that. That's a solid trade. We'll see who they get back for that. So, Tim, I'm intrigued to hear what you have to say. Who do you think is going to be the next one?
I do think Kimbrel's going to go. I just saw someone tweet out that the Cubs and the White Sox have been talking about Kimbrel and that the price is steep. And, again, you can only believe so much that you read right now, especially in these last few hours. But that almost makes sense. I do think that Bryant goes on his own or separately. I do think he gets teamed up with Kyle Davies. I think that's a real nice way for the Cubs to maximize their return. I think Baez goes. I think there's a lot of names that maybe some of us aren't even thinking about, that a lot of people aren't even mentioning, that might get tossed out there. I mean, I'm not going to start listing naming names, but I do think there are some. I guess you have the mystery team around this time. I think there's some mystery players that get moved that some people may not have expected, but yeah, it's going to be an exciting last couple of hours, that's for sure. But I do think Kimbrel moves, and I think the White Sox are moving in on him.
I just want to quickly just go off of what Tim said, and he was talking about like mystery teams and everything. At this point, I talked about the Rockies. They're dumb if they don't sell. The Angels, I know they think they have somewhat of a chance of hope. They have to like overtake 6 or 7 teams. The Angels have so many like low-key nice pieces that they could move, like, Raisel Iglesias, if the team doesn't get Kimbrel.
He'll be gone today too.
He's a really good closer. Alex Cobb, Andrew Heaney, they're not like sexy, flashy names, but they still have some good, solid starting pitching. And they also have some interesting bats like in their lineup. Like if they just want to, part ways with Justin Upton, get rid of his contract, that could be an impact bat. Some bench pieces as well, not bench pieces, but like utility kind of pieces. The Angels definitely won't, because again, I think they're only 6 games out of the wild card, which is doable. But again, you have to overtake like 4 or 5 teams to do it. So again, if the Angels are smart, they'll trade some guys while they have value. But again, it's the Angels. This is a team that instead of going after starting pitching, said let's give Anthony Rendon $250 million. So I'm fully expecting them to not do a single thing. They'll be buyers if anything for whatever reason.
Yeah, right. You'll see them. Will be like, oh boy, the Angels just got Chris Bryant to platoon with Anthony Rendon. So yeah, I like that. We got a lot of good coverage out of you guys, and now you can be here to talk about the other trades that have happened. And obviously, if anyone has other questions that just pop into your mind for Blake or Tim, you can just go ahead and throw them out there. But for now, as long as you guys are here, we're going to go over trades that happen, obviously, while they're happening, but trades that have happened in the last week. We already talked about the Mariners-Astros trade that kicked off since Tuesday with the Kendall Graveman deal with him going to the Astros. So we're now to a smaller trade here that the Yankees did to free up some money that we then obviously learned a lot more about later in the week. The Cincinnati Reds got Luis Cessa and Justin Wilson from the Yankees in exchange for a player to be named later. So this was an interesting trade, and honestly, overall, I'm intrigued to hear what you guys have to say. If you want, you can just unmute yourself and pop in and talk about it, because obviously it's not that big of a deal, but it led to a lot for the Yankees, freeing up that little bit of money.
That's all they wanted to do was free up money, which at the same time is kind of stupid because their pitching staff is not very good, but yet by doing that, I think they're still barely under the $210 million threshold after getting Gallo and Rizzo. So it's definitely worth it just to get those 2 impact left-handed bats, because they need that. They need some left-handed hitting. But at the same time, they need to go out and get at least 1 reliever, and they need to get a starter. They need to make a move pitching-wise, actually a couple moves, to really set themselves up to where they can make a playoff run. Because they now have a bolstered lineup, but they need pitching to get them there as well.
Yeah, I agree. Anybody else on the Reds trade?
Yeah, I mean, after seeing what they did with the money, it's easy to see why they did it. I mean, I was a huge supporter of the Gallo deal. That trade made a lot of sense to me, just because he was literally out homering all of the left-handed Yankees batters by himself. The Rizzo trade didn't really make the most sense to me, just because they had just gotten Gallo, and like Ryan just said, they need pitching. Cole literally got lit up yesterday for like 6 runs against the Rays, and that's supposed to be their best pitcher. That's the $325 million pitcher that they paid. Like, I don't know. The rotation just sucks to me. The bullpen is just sucks to me, especially after giving up those 2 pitchers to the Reds too. Like, I don't know. This Yankees team just doesn't have it, and I don't know if they'll have it this year.
Yeah, I completely agree. The Yankees they did a lot just to finish in third. It's going to be interesting. So the next one here we have, which was what a whirlwind of a day that Mr. Tyler Anderson had. The Mariners got Tyler Anderson from the Pirates in exchange for Carter Binns and right-hander Joaquin Tejada. So this trade was interesting because, well, Tyler Anderson was traded to the Phillies earlier in the day. It was like like done. They were just pending physicals. And the one time of the year that the physical didn't work was this one. One of the Phillies players involved did not pass. And so the deal was off. And because of that, while the Phillies tried to work it out, the Mariners were like, hey, you still want to trade Tyler Anderson? They came in, swooped him up. And honestly, to me, I was laughing because I was like, man, the Mariners just came right in and just basically took Tyler Anderson off the Phillies team plane. I'm like, hey, you're coming to Seattle in the beginning of what should be and has kind of been an interesting deadline for the Mariners. So anyone, obviously, floor is open. Thoughts on the Tyler Anderson trade?
Phillies dodged one. Tyler Anderson's not that good. That's my opinion. I just like I forget what the deal was. Probably like again middle tier prospects, but Tyler Anderson. I'm sorry, Philly. He's not your difference maker making the playoffs. I see Heyman just tweeted, as he does every 5 minutes with every possible thing, that the Phillies might be interested in Byron Buxton. I guess they're one of 6 or 7 teams checking out on him. Do that, Philly. Do that. Let Byron Buxton do that, because when healthy, I think the Phillies have a fine starting rotation. Their bullpen is just absolute garbage. Like, that bullpen is atrocious.
Yeah.
They should get Craig Kimbrell.
Yeah, they should. Let's hope they don't, but they should. They really should.
Don't do that, Blake. Don't do that.
I know. He's mine. He's ours.
Yeah.
Fine.
Don't do that,
I'm
man.
speaking it into existence. I got this feeling.
We've got 4 buyers right here, and then our 2 sellers are all the way over there on the far side of the screen.
The Royals are not straight up selling yet.
What we need
If they were straight up selling, then they wouldn't have declined a trade with the Red Sox for Carlos Santana. Just putting that out there.
A former Dodgers legend, Carlos Santana, who he sent away for Casey Blake.
Wow.
No, what I was going to say is that we need one of these beat reporters to tweet like, "Oh, Royals closing in on Craig Kimbrell," just because we got that with Bauer to the Mets, we got that with Scherzer to the Padres. So I guess if you say a pitcher is close to a deal, it means they're going to be a Dodger. So,
Honestly,
exactly.
Can we just not have anything be Royals? Just no Royals today.
Let it be to the Phillies. That worked with me. I was happy with that. Anyone else? Any talk on Tyler Anderson?
The guy.
I know some Mets. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, the guy hasn't had ERA under 4 in his whole entire career. Like, goes to show he's not the best pitcher, and they're hyping him up like he's the savior of the franchise. Like, come on, guys. Like, come on.
Well, someone's doing their job.
Oh, at least they're trying to do their job. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Well, I know the Mets were mentioned as very, I guess, very interested in Anderson, and they need back end help. They've had a revolving door back there pretty much all season. Whether it's guys getting hurt, they got to pull up. They hit a jackpot with Tyler McGill, but after Peterson and Lucchesi went down, it's kind of been in flux. There's a Jared Eichhoff day. There's a bullpen day. Tyler Anderson probably would have filled that gap, and I'm sure he'll do the same you went to Seattle, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure you do the same there. But if I'm the Mets, I'm looking for an innings eater. I'm looking for someone a Taijuan Walker. I know he had a really nice season in Toronto when he came back from injury last year, but someone that they see something in that they could pry away for a nice price and serve a purpose as a back end. If you're going to make a trade and give up real prospects, get a frontline guy.
Yeah, that's very true. It's
the whole thing with the Mariners is really weird to me. They give up Graveman, who's been really good, and then go out and get Anderson and Diego Castillo.
Castillo's good.
Diego Castillo's good too.
Like, the bullpen could have been literally even better. Like, they could have had a bullpen of death, but like, hey,
they could add a top tier bullpen by not trading Graveman, but yet they go out and just add pieces after looking like they were going to sell. I don't know what the Mariners are doing, but it's proven to work. So,
yeah, so far. Tyler Anderson. Now, the next one here was an interesting one that happened a lot earlier than I thought it would, as the Reds got Michael Givens from the Colorado Rockies, who then got Case Williams and Noah Davis. Case Williams was their 4th-round draft pick last year. So the Rockies, with what could potentially be their only trade of the deadline, traded away Givens. It didn't really get much in return, but what intrigued me most about this is that the Reds jumped way ahead of everyone else. Like Michael Givens, I'm sure would have been a very hot topic right now if he was still available. But because they jumped the gun and went really early while everyone else was focusing on, hitters and Max Scherzer, this really was a good deal for the Reds. And I think that this bolsters a bullpen that has just been awful this year. So I like this deal. I thought it was good for the Reds, and I definitely think for the Rockies, it's smart to at least trade somebody. So, floor is open. Michael Givens.
I'm gonna step on this one. I gotta get ready for work. Once I get there, I'm gonna see what's gonna happen, and I'll hop on back. But Blake, nice to see you again. We got to talk, man. You can get back to me,
Bro, I did.
I did too. He never got back to me.
Bro, like I said, if I don't reply within a couple hours, you got to send that second message.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
awful.
No,
I
you're
don't even
good.
reply to my girlfriend half the time.
Oh yeah, I feel that, man. I feel that now. Tim, nice to see you again, my friend.
Take care, Marco. Talk to you soon, pal.
Yeah, for sure. Later, guys.
Bye, Marco. We love you, bro. Alrighty, so we are down to 5 here on the panel. So back to Michael Givens. Anybody got anything on the Michael Givens trade?
He's having a nice year. I think it's a nice depth pickup for any bullpen. The fact that he was able to move on to Cincy, I think that's going to work out well for him.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a good move for him. Now, Starling Marte was the next big name that was traded here, but honestly, to me, wasn't the highlight of this deal, as Jesus Luzardo was who they gave up for him, trading him to the Marlins. And I was shocked by this. Marte is in the last year of his contract. Luzardo is going to be under team control through 2027. I mean, the Athletics, I've got a source inside the organization who was like, I don't know what the Athletics are doing. They've given up so many great players for Andrew Chafin and Starling Marte, and he was like, I don't know what the heck they're doing. Why are they going after these guys and giving up their top guys that are really, really good? So from inside the A's organization, they were not very happy with the returns for some of these players. And honestly, I have to agree. I was very surprised by this. It's going to impact the A's lineup a lot, having Starling Marte there. But Jesus Luzardo is a guy he was really one of their top prospects for a long time. And to just ship him away when he's barely even gotten a chance to start with the A's, to me was a surprise.
I don't like the trade for the sense of not the Marlins, but for the A's. They got a guy as a rental to trade away one of their most promising arms. And you have to also now look at the young arms that the Marlins now have. Sandy Alcantara, Trevor Rogers, Pablo Lopez, Sixto Sanchez. Now they have Jesus Luzardo. All young guys. Once all those guys develop, and since none of them have hit arbitration yet, that is going to be a deadly rotation if they all stay there. But personally, I get that the A's wanted to add another outfielder, another bat. But why give up such a big piece of your future who you have under control for 5-6 years? It just doesn't make sense to me to give up a big piece of your future for a guy that could potentially only be with you for the next few months.
I think that I know that they like what they have in Caprillion, the closer.
You're right.
Caprillion?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I think that they like what they have in him, and I don't see why they wouldn't build around him, AJ Puck when he's healthy again, and Luzardo. I guess if they can make a move now and keep 2 out of the 3 and kind of bridge a gap, I guess I get it. But, look at what the Marlins are doing. Like you just said, you just rattled off their rotation. I'm a Mets fan. I'm quite familiar with that rotation. They're building for the future. I don't know. I'm not sure why Oakland would go that route. I like Luzardo. As a Mets fan, I'm excited that I'm going to be able to see him a lot more. Not excited that he's going to be facing the Mets, 3-4 times a year because he's outstanding.
Yeah, he's a very good player.
Yeah, you guys said it. From an A standpoint, I can kind of see it, but not to the point where you trade a 23-year-old that could one day be a top 10 pitcher in the league. I don't know if Luzardo will ever reach that standard, but I don't know if you give up that for a rental, like you guys are saying. Like Marte's having a great season so far, and it's usually what happens when you're a good player on a bad team. You're going to be used as a rental in most cases, but not for a guy that's 23 years old. And like Ryan was naming off that rotation, like that's scary. Like Sixto Sanchez, Pablo Lopez, Sandy Alcantara, Jesus Luzardo, like the GMing that's being done in Miami right now is being superb. And I don't know, from an Oakland standpoint, I do see what they're trying to do, but I don't know if it's enough to put them over the top. And I don't know if giving up Luzardo was the right move either.
Yeah, I'll just quickly go because I did get a slack from the boss asking if I can do some pre-writes in case the Dodgers pull off some moves. So I'll give my 2 cents, hop off whenever I'm done with those. If you guys are still going, I might hop back on. But I agree with Ryan. Like, I mean, it's a good move for the A's. Like, Starling Marte has been fantastic this season, but giving up a guy who's, I think, under control through like 2026 or maybe even 2027, where he was, a top prospect a few years ago, hasn't figured it out, but he's still, I think, 22, 23 years old. He's still fairly young. That Marlins starting rotation, I mean, not even sorry, I just got a thing from Ken Rosenthal about Kimbrel, LA kicking around, but unlikely. Damn it. Hey, stuff can still happen, but yeah, that Marlins rotation moving forward is going to be so good. I mean, they have so many young, controllable pieces that haven't reached arbitration yet. I mean, if this Marlins team, like if you combine those offenses they had like 5 to 6 years ago with this starting rotation, they'd be the best team in all of baseball probably. When you add like Stanton, Yelich, Real Muto, not Ozuna anymore, but this starting rotation for the Marlins is going to be stacked for years to come. They just need to figure out what they're going to do offensively. Jazz Chisholm's a great piece, but he's not like, a power bat, a bat that you can rely on. Jesus Aguilar, they could probably trade him to get some pieces in return. I don't know the Marlins system off the top of my head, so they might have some really good bats coming up, in the ranks. But if the Marlins can just work on, this offense for the years to come, they got the pitching. Their bullpen's pretty solid right now. I know they traded Dylan Florida. They might trade some other pieces. But good thing I'm not in the NL East because that is a starting rotation I would be worried about for years to come because, like I said, they're literally all young. And they're all not even, like I said, I don't even think they're arbitration eligible. Like maybe Alcantara, he's close to being arbitration eligible, but that's a scary rotation if they're able to keep it all together for the next 3 to 4 years. And again, assuming they all can figure it out. I mean, for the most part, they all already have, aside from Jesus. So we'll see. But Kim Ng, she's been doing a fantastic job putting together that team in Miami. I know Derek Jeter gets a lot of credit. Derek Jeter should not get credit because he pretty much tore that team down, and Kim Ng's been putting it back together. So I love what the Marlins are doing. But again, you're the A's. You're still in the hunt for the division. Marte's a fantastic addition. Who knows? Maybe they re-sign him. Maybe it ends up being a piece that's there long term. But I think it's one of these trades where it's good for both teams. But in the long run, I love this for the Marlins that much more.
Yeah, it'll be a good Blake, thank you for being on. If you don't get to come back, well, we were happy to have you here. We're going to be here till probably about 2:00. So
all good then.
Yeah, you'll be. If you want to come back on, you can always just hop back in when you're finished up because we're going to be here. We're going to be here for a while.
I appreciate it, boys. Tim, it was nice getting to meet you. Hopefully the Mets do something awesome for your guys' sake because that would make things much more exciting. I'm telling you, you guys get Kimbrel. No. You guys get Bryant. We get Kimbrel. And it's a win-win for everyone. Everyone's happy.
And we'll see you in October.
Let's agree with that. And October, well, yeah, it would. I don't want to see the Mets in October because I don't want to face that rotation if healthy. So we'll have to wait and see. Thanks again, both.
All righty. So that was Blake Harris. He was great as usual. But Tim's still here. We are happy to have you as well. It is just this has been great. We have had a great 53 minutes. We're going to take a break in the action to just say that there haven't been any trades in like 20 minutes. So it's been quiet on the front. But we are still here. We're going to be here for a while. And again, if anyone has to use the bathroom, just go. You don't need to ask. Obviously, this isn't high school. Just leave, eat, drink water. Like, please stay alive.
Anyway, but thank you.
It's okay. Just want to make sure that you guys are staying. Not hungry and, you're hydrating yourself and, we don't want to be having anyone passing out on the show. So
I do have a question for everyone.
Oh, go right ahead.
Where is a good fit for Luke Voigt if he were to get traded?
Schwarber's not playing any first base, right? At all. He'll be outfield or DH.
Definitely DH up to the injury. I would
Yeah,
say.
I don't see
right,
him
right,
playing
right,
first
right.
base. Yeah, I think he'll be their DH, and then JD Martinez might be in the outfield, or they could try him at first base.
Yeah. I would think maybe
I would think
the Yankees would trade him to Boston, but
I would think an AL team, honestly, just because he could be used at DH. Because I don't know
Yeah.
if Voit in the field is what teams want.
maybe Toronto. That's another team the Yanks are up neck and neck with. I don't know.
I was
Maybe
gonna
the
Rays.
Athletics.
That's another team that's in their division.
What about the
too.
Brewers? They want a powerful bat.
Yeah.
They need a first
They
base.
got what the hell? Rowdy Tellez, and he's been really, really hot for them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Thomas,
true.
obviously.
They got Tellez, but I feel like they would want to get a more bona fide power bat.
Yeah.
And I think that Boyd could really fit that need.
Keep an eye on
What if the Astros
the-
got it for you?
I was going to say, keep an eye on the Astros and the Athletics. I could see them being hot.
My question is: the Astros have Gurriel, they have
Right.
Jordan, they have Brantley. Those guys, the last two are guys that can be put in DH, and then Yuli Gurriel's their first baseman. I don't know if there's a true fit there.
I mean, it's
The Athletics
really
does make a lot of sense, though.
What's Seattle? I know they had Evan White there, and Evan White got hurt.
That
It's
was
been Ty France.
Ty France, and he's having a nice year too.
They could try to go after him, but
it'll be interesting.
White.
It'll be interesting.
I'm kind of still waiting on Evan White to come around.
Yeah.
But that won't be this year.
No, it won't. I also think maybe you can keep an eye on the Padres. Try and trade away Hosmer and then get Voit as an upgrade.
the
But
Yankees won't take on that contract. No way.
yeah,
the same player to
The
me.
Padres
Well-
would have to give them a lot of money.
I mean, two separate trades. They trade Hosmer for someone else, like what we saw the
Oh,
Cubs do.
okay,
They traded
okay.
Castro and then signed Ben Zobers. You trade Hosmer, then you get Voit, so that you can solidify that. But yeah, I don't know. Voit, that's probably the biggest wild card of the entire trade deadline. A guy who's been made readily available in the last 24 hours, who wasn't supposed to be and shouldn't have been the entire time. So the next one we have,
You think or no?
what was that?
You think he'd give you a Met? Or
No, not a chance. Well, where the hell are the Mets going to put him? They've already got two first basemen. One of them's playing left field.
Hey, Luke Voigt, right fielder.
Conforto.
Conforto.
I'd
Conforto
rather
goes to center. Bench
I'd
Boomer.
rather have Cameron Maben play right field than Luke Voigt. I'm going to be honest. I really
not,
would.
not in the lineup, you wouldn't.
Hey, who
Not
was you
in the
saying? Who was you saying Iglesias would become available?
I would love to see Iglesias come to the Mets. I could see the Mets maybe making a push for Iglesias.
Yeah,
and
Heyman,
Cobb.
Heyman just tweeted it. He said he's become Angels have made him available.
Yeah, he'll be gone for sure. Like this, a lot of good bullpen pitchers will be.
There's three good closers on the market now with Kimbrel, Ian Kennedy, who I thought I would never say be good. He's been good this year, and now Iglesias.
You guys all remember Ian Kennedy coming up as a prospect?
Oh,
as like a Diamondback, right?
No, as a Yankee.
Padre.
Oh,
he
yeah,
was a Yankee.
As a
Oh,
Yankee.
Yankee.
he was in that backs deal.
Dude, he was supposed to be the man.
Yeah, I remember that trade.
Hey, at
So-
least none of your teams gave him $70 million over 5 years.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that one. That interesting, very interesting. There's oh man, I just cannot wait. We are now officially, well, in a minute, we are
Well,
2
you know what the
hours
crazy
away.
part about the deadline is all the trades that are announced after the deadline.
That's the best
That's the
part.
crazy
That's
part.
The best part.
Like you can't say the deadline's done until probably an hour or two later.
Right. That's why we're staying here till 5:00 Eastern time, because there's going to be trades rolling in. And until we get word that every team is done, we're going to be here. We're going to be covering it. I don't have to go anywhere till, well, I'd like to be watching the Mets game. I don't have to be going anywhere until 9:40 Eastern time when the Dodgers are here in Arizona. So I don't have to worry about anything until then. So I've got time if people decide to, really stretch it out. So we'll get back to the trades that have happened over the last week or so, as we have the next one happened here again with the Marlins. They did back-to-back within a matter of about 15, 20 minutes. Yimi Garcia was traded to the Astros for outfielder Brian De La Cruz and pitcher Austin Pruitt. A very interesting trade is the Marlins, another smart deal, getting some solid prospects, and a guy, Yimi Garcia, who's had a really great year, but to me, he's a wild card. He's a very similar to, good thing Marco's not here because he probably have a heart attack. Pedro Baez, a guy who has upside but can definitely have his issues as he, has some control problems. And they got two pretty good prospects for him. And I mean, this is, to me, another example of the Marlins just making a smart deal. So what does everyone else think of this? Because to me, it's a good trade for the Marlins, and for the Astros are getting a good arm in that bullpen.
Oh, yeah. I think it's a nice pickup. I think it fits a need. And for the Astros, I mean, they're just kind of gearing up for a push.
Yeah.
Ryan,
you
for the Astros.
Yeah, not the Dodgers. Wow, the Astros needed to do something, and they've been active with pitching a lot, getting Graveman, getting multiple guys from Seattle, and now they're just trying to beef up the entire team. The main issue with them has been that bullpen. The pitching staff, starting wise, has been fine, been solid. The offense is there. It's just that bullpen, and they've really started to address it. So I gotta give the Astros credit. They're not just sitting back. They know what they need to improve on, and they don't want to lose that lead in the division. And they're being really diligent. So gotta give them credit for it.
Yeah, you gotta give them the benefit of the doubt. They've made some big deals, and the Astros trying to prove that they're legit without needing to use trash cans. So good for them. They're definitely proving that. Now the next one here was one that had been, I wouldn't say in the works for weeks, but at least the player was. Eduardo Escobar traded to the Brewers in exchange for Cooper Hummel and third baseman Alberto Ciprian. And for the Diamondbacks, they've been trying to trade Escobar really since before the All-Star break. I mean, there was talks that he was on the White Sox at one point. Thanks, Bob Nightingale. And I mean, they were really hot on trading Eduardo Escobar, and they ended up doing it. They finally did it, sent him to the Brewers. And to me, this is a good bat, but for the Brewers who are looking to add a real bat, it's just a guy who is going to be in that lineup and hopefully can be a big game for them if they can figure out what they can do with him and if they can get anyone else. So we will see. We'll see if the Brewers make another deal in that regard. Anyone have any thoughts on the Eduardo Escobar trade?
I thought that was a huge pickup for Milwaukee. Huge. That's just it's a solidifying bat. It lengthens the lineup. They're taking their position and acting accordingly. It's very cool.
Yeah, I think that was a really good pickup. You saw how the Willy Adames trade has really impacted them gratefully as he's really started picking up. Eduardo Escobar's been one of the top guys for the Diamondbacks all year long, and getting a guy like that, like Tim said, lengthens their lineup, gives them another solidified bat. I think it's a great trade for them.
Yeah, this is probably one of the more underrated trades. I mean, I think always when you're an all-star on a team that's like one of the worst in the league, you're locked to get traded at the deadline, and that's exactly what happened with Escobar. He was an all-star for the Diamondbacks this year. He was a lone bright spot on that team, and he gets to play for a contender now, which is really cool. And the Brewers needed the bat. I mean, we were always skeptical about the Brewers lineup because we were always talking about their pitching, like with the Burns, Hader, Peralta. Like we knew the pitching is solidified, but when it came to the lineup, we were always a little bit worried. You add guys like Adames and Escobar now, and all of a sudden we're looking at this Brewers team a little bit differently, and they're really trying to make a push for the NL Central, and they're doing a great job for it right now.
So after that, we then had the first blockbuster of the deadline as the Yankees acquired Joey Gallo and left-handed reliever Joely Rodriguez from the Texas Rangers in exchange for 4 minor leaguers, Glenn Otto, Ezekiel Duran, Josh Smith, and Trevor Hauver. This was a very shocking trade, and I think for everybody, I speak for everyone when I say this trade kind of came out of left field. I'm going to be honest. We had heard that the Rangers weren't so inclined to trade Gallo, and there weren't really any talks until out of nowhere, boom, Joey Gallo scratched from the start, and then 2 minutes later, boom, Joey Gallo is on the New York Yankees. It was so fast, and I'm sitting there at work, and I pull out my phone, and I'm like, oh, well, Joey Gallo's on the Yankees now. So it was one of those trades that was just, it was shocking, and it wasn't even the end of what the Yankees have done. But we'll just go around the horn here, and Ryan, Nick, and Tim, because I know you guys are definitely going to have tons to say about this trade, being the second biggest we've had so far.
You know, people can say what they want about the Yankees farm system, but I think that trade proves that they have a pretty deep farm system, that they got Gallo without giving up any of their like top 10 to 12 prospects. That's something they have to look at there. And for the Yankees, this is a great trade. They needed a left-handed bat, and they get that bat, a very good power bat, especially in Yankee Stadium. And Gallo's defense, I think, has been Gold Glove level this year. He has been underrated defensively all year long, and I think that is also going to help the Yankees, whose outfield has not been good this year. Aaron Hicks, don't know where he is. They've had Brett Gardner, who's up there in age, and you can still put him at the bottom of the lineup playing center. But I think that getting a guy like Gallo doesn't just help that lineup, but it helps them defensively in that outfield as well. So I think it's a great trade because gets them one of the arguably the best bat on the market and gets them more help in that lineup, especially left-handed wise, because looking at their lineup, it was very right-handed heavy. Gets them a left-hand hitter to stretch out the lineup and gets them a good defender. So I thought it was a great deal for them.
Yeah, to me, this is kind of just a trade that made too much sense. I mean, I feel like the Yankees had been linked to Gallo ever since like before the All-Star break, and I don't know, it just made too much sense. Like I just said, like I said before, Gallo was literally out homering all of the Yankees left-handed batters like by himself, and that's exactly what they needed in that short porch was another left-handed bat. I mean, and now like I know we'll talk about the Rizzo trade later, but I don't know if the Rizzo trade was the right move at the right time for them. They really could have addressed pitching after getting Gallo just now, but the Gallo bat just adds another ultimate to the lineup. You know, it's more protection for Judge, for Stanton, for LeMahieu. Like that lineup is like on paper is just so scary. I know we say it all the time for Yankee fans, like when on paper like they're so good and everything like that. The Gallo deal will help them in some facets like that, but I don't know, man. Like I said before, this Yankees team just doesn't have it for me, and I don't know if they ever will.
I mean, at least for me, you have to tip your cap to the Yankees adding talent, and that's always a great thing. Yankees fans are furious with, I guess, the production that they get out of Judge and Stanton, even LeMahieu. Just the strikeouts are really an issue. The groundouts, the grounding into double plays. Gallo doesn't put the ball on the ground as much as they do. He's more of a strikeout guy, but it could work out great. It could be a disaster. And I would actually lean towards it working out just because there's so much talent there. You have to also acknowledge the risk that they take in having such a non-versatile lineup. A lot of holes as far as a lot of vulnerabilities as far as being able to attack in very specific ways.
I'm muted. I'd have to agree with you on that. I see a beautiful tweet here that I think is really important to mention. Fangraphs tweeted out saying, 2 hours until the deadline, how's everyone feeling about their team's moves? It's a poll. There's 4 options. There's great, okay, unhappy, and then at the very bottom it says, I'm a Mets fan. I think that about sums everything up because I couldn't answer any of those. And so that's the perfect option. But we are really just we're getting so close and there's still so many players on the board. It's like you can just cross them off with a marker. But at one point we're going to just have to start just rapidly crossing off because I have a feeling we're just going to be hearing like minute after minute, like, boom, Trevor Story, Chris Bryant, Javi Baez, just boom, boom off the board. And honestly, this is incredible. I am really, really so just blown away by how this trade deadline has gone so far. So after that just crazy Joey Gallo trade, got home, we had a little bit of this was the next day actually, as the White Sox acquired Cesar Hernandez from the Indians in exchange for Connor Pilkington. So the White Sox got a guy in Cesar Hernandez that I personally thought the Mets could go after if they didn't get anyone really big. A guy who's shortstop, second baseman, good defender. When he was at his best, he was hitting about .310 a season. A good hitter, and the White Sox honestly just boosting that lineup with a contact bat. A team that has been so power heavy, but also has some good guys in there that can hit for average. And I think Cesar Hernandez really fits the mold on that team, especially considering that they were looking at Eduardo Escobar earlier. So clearly we're looking for someone for that infield. And I honestly think Cesar Hernandez is a step above Eduardo Escobar in that regard. So I'm intrigued to hear what you guys have to say about it, because this really flew under the radar because we were really still talking about Joey Gallo a lot. But a very interesting trade for the White Sox.
I think it's a great trade for the White Sox, mainly because Nick Madrigal's pretty much done for the year, and Danny Mendick is not the answer at second base. I don't think he will provide a boost in that lineup, but Cesar Hernandez, I think, can provide a bigger boost than him, and he's got a great glove. So I think that's a great trade. I'm surprised that the Indians decided to go in division trade, but I think it's a good trade for the White Sox, getting another guy who can play good second base and can consistently get on base as well at the plate. So I think it's a good trade for them.
Yeah, it's a solid trade. Like Ryan said, the in-division trade is just a little weird. I didn't expect the White Sox and Indians to be trading players like that. But Hernandez, I mean, I feel like people are trying to make it like a bigger deal as it is. He's 31, batting .231. The 18 home runs is very impressive. That's very solid pop, and the White Sox will use all of that. But I think this is more of just a rental deal. And like when Magical gets back next season, that'll be their starting second baseman. But as a deadline deal and as something that they need to keep contending in the AL Central and as the AL in total, this was a very solid move. And I think Hernandez will fit in well with the White Sox.
I like Hernandez. I've liked Hernandez going back to his days with the Phillies. He had a real nice year with Cleveland last year. I think I'm not even surprised by the trading within the division. I think Cleveland knows that they have Andres Jimenez, who did not perform well when they had him up with the big club in like April, but his hit, like, I think he's somewhere near 280 with like, I think his OPS is pushing 800.
I'm not sure if this is me or if everyone else is getting kicked out, but I'm going to try and figure this out myself. I think everyone else was kicked out.
There we go.
Was everyone else kicked out? Was that what just happened there?
Yeah, I stopped talking. I still saw my face in the bottom corner, but I wasn't sure if we were still going. Everyone else is just spinning.
I froze too, and I just was sitting there frozen, and then it was like time stopped, and now Nick and Ryan are having trouble getting back in.
But guys,
Am I the only one that froze?
I got to start work because there's going to be. I know there's going to be some Mets news coming out. I do appreciate you guys having me. This is awesome. Please, whenever there's a spot for me to come back on, I'll be happy to spend some time. It's always a blast with you guys.
Thanks, Tim.
Well,
Thank you so much, Tim.
We would love
Take
to
care.
have you. Good to see you, Tim.
Same here, guys. Later.
Alrighty, so after Tim,
too.
yeah, we all did. Everyone got.
I was so confused.
Everyone got shot into space.
Tim started
I thought it was
talking.
me.
I thought it was me.
Yeah. We all thought it was each other. I thought it was me, and you guys were just like freezing, and then you started leaving the stream, and I was like, "Oh, that's not good." I was like, "Okay, so we're still on the air, and we're still running. No problems with the stream, obviously. Plenty of problems.
Yankee fans are so funny to me.
Oh yes, Yankee fans are very funny. They're a funny group.
Okay, I'm sorry.
They're trying to
Nick,
justify.
I just looked at your tweet about how the Yankees could have used Berrios. They're like, no, are you serious? Kluber has not been good.
Kluber will be back off the IL.
Kluber has not been good, and he's been hurt multiple times. You don't know what Luis Severino you're going to get coming off of Tommy John surgery. That is so mind-boggling that Yankees fans think they don't need Jose Berrios.
Yankees fans think they're going to make the playoffs without getting a pitcher. What do you expect?
Wait, why
That's just bad.
are they going to justify that they don't need Berrios?
Dude, the Yankees literally, if the Yankees do not get a starting pitcher, it's done. It's done for them.
Who's even left for them to get?
I just saw an incredible tweet. Hold on. Need to find it. Oh, here it is. Starting pitchers still available: Zach Davies, Kyle Gibson, Sonny Gray, Kyle Hendricks, Kenta Maeda, Wade Miley, Mike Minor, and Michael Pineda. All guys that have been discussed. And then bullpen-wise, we still have Anthony Bass, Steve Cishek, Alex Colomé, Greg Holland, Raisel Iglesias, Ian Kennedy, Craig Kimbrell, Hansel Robles, and Brian Shaw. Also, all names that have been discussed. So there's plenty of names out there. There is really a huge opportunity for them to get something. They need something. If they do not get anything, they will not make the playoffs this year. Like, there is just not a single question about it. And so we're going to just have to wait and see. We're going to have to wait and find out if the Yankees make something happen, because honestly, if they don't, it's going to be a struggle. So that is the White Sox trade. Then the next one we had here was interesting, as the Blue Jays acquired Brad Hand from the Nationals in exchange for AAA catcher Riley Adams. Now, this trade was interesting primarily for one reason to me, because the Blue Jays really wanted Brad Hand in the offseason, ended up not signing him. It's kind of a good thing they didn't, because he has really been terrible this year with the Nationals. But now they have him anyway, and they're going to try and retool him into the pitcher that they want him to be, and hopefully he can turn out to be a good bullpen arm for them. A team that really needed pitchers, who we now know got Jose Barrios this morning. They have filled the pitcher hole. Now they're possibly looking for a bat. So now that it's just two of us, well, or two of you, we'll just go Ryan, Nick, and you can just talk about the trade. But what were your thoughts on the Brad Hand deal?
First off, I want to put out there, I do not think that is.
Hold on. Sorry. Craig Kimbrell's been traded to the Chicago White Sox.
No!
Official. Craig Kimbrell traded to the Chicago White Sox. We have heard it. Credit to Michael Cerami. He's official. 28.7K followers. He is a member of. He's an editor for Bleacher Nation, and he is.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it until I get the actual tweet. Sorry.
I mean, it's pretty much done.
He is saying that he has heard that Craig Kimbrell has been traded to the White Sox. I believe it. I'm not going to go against what he says. He's verified, by the way. Verified people have a very big
Platform.
They have a rapport. They've got a rapport to me. So we'll wait until we have more people talking about it, obviously.
Hendricks and Kimbrell.
That is
Could you
unfair.
imagine?
That is unfair. And you know what? The White Sox, they didn't need to go out and get that. They didn't need to, but getting that close up, that setup man to their top closer in baseball is ridiculous.
Dude,
That's
getting
nasty.
Craig Kimbrell.
We can't forget that they also got Ryan Tepera from the Cubs too.
Yeah.
Oh, MVP.
They now
by
have
the way.
They now have a three-headed monster.
Yeah.
7, 8, 9. Tepera,
It's
Kimbrell.
crazy. We gave him so much
Hendricks.
crap for giving away Colomé too, and then they
we
replaced
really
Colomé
did.
with all these guys. Bro,
Wow.
That's a huge move.
They could
That's a
literally
great
flip
move
a
from the White
coin.
Sox. That's
Take
a great move.
point to see who wants to close out a game in the ninth.
Here's the thing. A lot of three of their starters, at least, like Keuchel, Rodon, and Lance Lynn, they will get you 2 through 6 innings.
Yeah.
Then you just have to go with those three, and you're set.
Lynn and Rodon are top 3 for Cy Young this year. It's crazy. One White Sox pitcher will win Cy Young this year.
So I think that is a great trade. That bullpen just got even better. Wow.
Crazy.
That is
White Sox are going in this year.
this
Hey, like
is
I said, I put them in the World Series.
I had them going far. I don't know if I put them in the World Series. Actually, no, I think I did.
I
Oh
put
boy,
them-
Twins trade talks on Byron Buxton are intensifying. No deal's close yet. Multiple teams are involved.
Uh-oh.
Here's the issue with
Whenever-
Buxton. I don't want to give up that much on Buxton for 2 reasons.
I'm gonna go
One,
get something to eat.
extension.
Keep talking.
1, extension looming. 2, he's always hurt. Like when he plays, he is a top tier center fielder because he's got a great defense and his bat has come along now. But I don't see it. I don't see a ton of value in trading for him if he can't stay on the field and if he won't sign an extension with you. That's what I think. But of course, I can be wrong.
Right. No, if I were trading for Buxton too, like if I were one of these teams, I would be offering
I
like
wouldn't give up too much.
my lower tier prospects just because
Yeah.
I know he's getting up there in age, which is crazy to say because I know when we were in high school he was a top tier prospect, but age is a concern at this point. just because of his injury history. We don't know what's going to happen with that. And like you said, the extension is looming.
He's not really getting up there in age. He's only 27.
27, but I swear, like 2
His
years ago,
body's like 35. Deal?
no, I know, I understand, but like he's 27 and we haven't seen a fully healthy season from him yet, which is why
It's
I'm
official. The
Yeah,
Rosenthal pass, and they've all tweeted it.
passing to it.
This is wow. This has been
That's
one
a huge move.
one
So-
hell of a trade deadline.
So, next domino. I think it's Chris Bryant or Buxton.
I don't think so. Buxton definitely.
I said Chris Bryant or Buxton. Chill.
I still think Story's out of here.
I agree with Blake. I don't think they trade him.
I don't know, man.
That is the worst thing they can do. Get something for him before he just walks.
That's
That is a horrible
Teams
decision.
use him.
All right. So yeah, we
Go back
let's
to
go back
Brad
to Brad Hand. Go ahead.
Let me just say this. First off, he hasn't been that bad. He hasn't been great by any means. He has 21 saves. His ERA is 3.5, which isn't very good for a closer, especially. But I think that's a great trade for the Rays. Not the Rays. Wow, the Blue Jays.
Oh.
Sorry,
Damn.
the Blue Jays. Sorry. I think that's a great trade for them. Getting some more bullpen help. They have been aggressive, looking to get some starting pitching and some bullpen help, and they get it by getting a bona fide great relief pitcher in Brad Hand. I think that's a great trade for them to boost that aspect of their bullpen.
Yeah, everything Ryan just said. I have nothing else.
Dude, Craig Kimbrell and Liam Hendricks are on the same team.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. If you're losing to the White Sox in the 8th, you're done. You lost. Sorry.
Hey.
It's over.
Hey, Royals did just take 3 out of 4. They're not going to beat them again this year. So, wow. That's
Royals have been playing good lately. I mean, people.
that's insane. 8 out of 9, baby.
Let's see. What's their last 10 looking like? 8-2 in the last 10. Very good.
I will say this though, it's not looking good tonight. They're in Toronto for Toronto's opening
Oh
series.
yeah,
at
they're
home.
back in Toronto. Crazy. We're playing the Orioles. Got to sweep them.
So it's going to be interesting. But that back end of that White Sox bullpen is top 2.
Dude, I'm blown away.
Yeah, if you're losing to the White Sox, you're done.
Oh, for sure.
Well, you mentioned the Ryan Tepero trade, so it's only fair that that we talk about it now.
We talked
So
about
yeah,
the
Ryan,
True.
we talked about it on the show on Tuesday.
Ah,
Yes, you weren't here for that. Sorry.
yeah. Makes
we
sense.
we did. We talked about the Adam Frazier trade Tuesday. But yeah, the Ryan Tepper trade definitely very interesting. That was, I don't really think we need to spend much time on it. MVP vote getter from 2019. I'm sorry, 2020, who is now also in that White Sox bullpen. Gosh, I am just blown away that the White Sox got Craig Kimbrell. Blown away.
I'm curious to see what they gave up though.
Right now,
Yeah.
Tepper is a great move too. He's at a career low ERA at 2.91 in 43 innings. So he's got a ton of value. He's been good for the Cubs this year. And that's just a solid guy to get to your setup, man. He's a good 7th inning guy. So I think that's a good move by the White Sox to continue to add.
I agree. Now, Ryan, I'll let you break this next trade that happened yesterday.
No.
Okay, fine, I'll do it. The Dodgers acquired.
Hold on, no, can we do that one next? I gotta go to the bathroom. That's why.
Okay, yes, that's fine.
Thank you.
Well, the next one's Anthony Rizzo, which you're going to miss out on. That's fine. So the Yankees acquired Anthony Rizzo. You know what? Why can't we talk about Danny Duffy? He could just give in his 2 cents after we're done. You're right. So the Dodgers acquired Danny Duffy from the Royals in exchange for 2 players to be named later, which was not a shock considering that he pitched so well this year. He's hurt, so that's going to definitely hurt the it's going to hurt the prospects that they get in return. But it is definitely not going to stop them from really getting a bigger – I completely lost my train of thought there because I got a Mets tweet. Sorry. They're getting a good pitcher in Danny Duffy. And when he joins that rotation, it's going to be stacked. We'll talk about the Max Scherzer trade in a few minutes. Yes, I wanted to start, Ryan, while you were going because I knew you were going to want to talk a lot anyway about it. So I figure I'll introduce the subject. I'll let Nick go
talk,
first.
then I'll go.
Yeah, I was going to say I'll let Nick go first on this one, considering that you're neutral on the subject.
Yeah, I mean, I thought this was a very, very underrated deal. I mean, obviously, when the Padres were trying to get Scherzer, that was all happening at once, and it was kind of like, oh, well, the Padres are going to by far win the deadline if they get Scherzer and the Dodgers come away with Duffy. I never really felt that way, just because obviously the Padres with Scherzer would be insane, but the Dodgers ended up getting both pitchers, which to me is ludicrous. But going back to Duffy, like he's solid. He's a guy that I saw pitch a lot in the division, obviously. And he's someone that was very solid. I think for the Dodgers team, since he's hurt too, he could come back and eat up some innings in the bullpen too, not even start right away because, let's be honest, they don't really need him in the rotation right now per se. But he's a guy that could come in the playoffs and could definitely pitch 5 or 6 strong innings for you any given night. And with the injury too, I do think that we'll see a lot of bullpen action from him. Like he could pitch 1 or 2 innings in relief for the Dodgers at any point. Duffy's solid, and I do think it sucks if you're a Royals fan that since he's hurt, the prospects that you'll be getting back won't be the best. But, I mean, it's a deal that had to be done, and I do think getting some prospects from him in return was valuable. But Duffy to the Dodgers, very underrated deal. I loved it all. I think he'll be great for them in the playoff run.
I don't even know where to start.
Do you have tissues ready?
I was about to say, let's
You don't get it, Nick. This is
Bro,
I can't even compare it to you.
I've traded Justin Verlander, Max Scherzer, Rick Porcello,
Okay.
Anibal Sanchez all my
Oh,
life.
hear me out. Were they 11-year products of your team? No.
Justin Verlander was.
Okay.
Verlander,
Besides Verlander. I get that.
Besides Verlander, that's one player. He gets it. That's all he's saying is he gets it. That's the player. Now you've got yours.
Let me tell you how my day was going yesterday. I went to the Royals game. They whooped the White Sox 5-0, won 3 out of 4, now 8 out of 9. I get home. I look down at my phone when I'm talking to my mother, and I just drop my phone, and I can't say what came out of my mouth. I said no. I was in shock. And my mom's like, what? I was like, Danny Duffy was just traded. She's like, what? No, he wasn't. Danny Duffy was traded. And she's like, no, he wasn't. I was like, yeah, he was. And then my dad comes walking in. He was in the garage doing whatever. He comes in, and I said, Dad, Danny Duffy was just traded. And he's like, I knew that was going to happen. I was like, no, you didn't, first off. Second off, guess where he was traded to? The Dodgers. My dad's a Dodgers fan. He's from LA. So he's like, no, but yes at the same time. Me, I'm in pain. Let me just explain to you what Danny Duffy means to the Royals before I get into the trade itself. Danny Duffy, first off, has just, when you think of the Royals, you think of 3 players. Alex Gordon, of guys in our generation, not saying Brett. Gordon, Perez, Duffy. Those are the 3 guys. And yet, you just traded one of them away. Danny Duffy did so much for the fans. Whether it was wearing that insane bear suit in a post-game interview, winning games out of the bullpen in the ALDS and ALCS, and being a key piece in ending that 30-year World Series drought. Suck it, Michael. And then let's just go to what he's done for Kansas City. He has continually dedicated himself to multiple charitable organizations like Noah's Bandage Project. But the most memorable thing for Danny Duffy was the day Yordano Ventura passed away. Danny Duffy went out to Kauffman Stadium to be with the fans. He stood out in the below freezing temperatures of Kansas City January weather to be with Royals fans and console them with the loss of Yordano Ventura. In addition to that, he collected Ventura memorabilia to send to his mother in the Dominican Republic. What he did, that just showcases who Danny Duffy is as a person. Now, let's just get into the trade. I hate it. Personally, I hate it. I think that I find it interesting that the Dodgers went after him with him being traded, with him being injured, I mean. And there was a chance he was going to get shut down by the Royals for the year. And then Dane Moore came out and said, no, he'll pitch in 3 to 4 weeks, which is late August. So, and then the only way that I see this trade going down is that it's because Duffy's going home. That's the only way I see it going down. But Duffy, for sure, deserves to go after another ring. I'm happy he gets a chance to go get a ring. And you know what? Go Dodgers. Get that ring. That's what I want. And I tweeted this out yesterday, and I believe it in my gut, which is a pretty big gut. I'm a big dude. Danny Duffy has not thrown his last pitch in a Royals uniform. I think that there's a heavy possibility, since his contract expires at the end of the year, he'll return to the Royals to end his career. And Michael, I heard you say no.
He said, "Oh, please."
Oh, whatever. I assume that's a disagreeing phrase that came out of your mouth.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
Tell me why. Tell me why before I continue. Tell me why.
Because, he's a really good pitcher and I want to play in a winning team.
Let me tell you what Danny Duffy has said the past 3 years. Bury me a Royal. That man wants to be a Kansas City Royal. For some reason, he wanted to be a Royal his entire career. I think he'll come back to end his career.
We'll see.
And you know what? The only reason that I think he actually got traded was because he either said, trade me, get something for me. Trade me, get something for me, and I'll come back. Or this is it for him with injuries. This is the end of his career. And he wants to go get one last ring and try to get it with his hometown team. I respect that.
I mean, it's not like he had a choice. He just got traded.
Yeah, right. It's not like he could say, yeah, sure, trade me. Like, he could be sitting there screaming and crying, but they can do whatever the heck they want.
Okay, so we got some updates.
Yeah, well, okay, now I'll believe it. That's all I wanted. I needed to have someone else tweet it.
Was traded.
Yes, I know. Madrigal was traded in the deal.
That's the part where I was going to,
Oh, my God.
And Donaldson is now available.
Yes, correct.
They
Donaldson has been made available. But important part here that we need to focus on, Nick Madrigal and Cody Hewer are going to, can you wait? You've given us like 5 minutes of Danny Duffy.
I had one last thing to say.
I know, you can say it after. So second baseman Nick Madrigal, who we were literally just talking about Cesar Hernandez, is going to the Cubs as well as Cody Hewer, 2 major league players. This is a huge deal for the Cubs. This sets them up really well for the future.
My question is, does Nico Horner become shortstop now?
I'm wondering if this then leads to a Baez.
Baez, bye-bye.
Yes, exactly. No, we will see. All right. So Ryan, go ahead and finish. I'm gonna
end it real quick. I love Danny Duffy, one of my favorite Royals ever. I have his jersey on the way. I ordered it a couple weeks ago, and it's actually a real one, not a fake one.
Oh wow, good.
I'm gonna miss the hell out of Danny Duffy because of who he is and what he's meant to Kansas City. But guess what? This is just a see you later, not a farewell. Okay, I am hoping, but it sucks that they traded him, especially because they're not willing to trade Carlos Santana, which is really weird. That's what frustrates me the most. But go get another ring, Duff.
Go get it. Alrighty, so the next one we have here was definitely a surprise to me, especially considering that he was very heavily linked to the Red Sox. Anthony Rizzo traded to the New York Yankees in exchange for JT Chargois.
The Red Sox.
Austin Shenton, yes, they absolutely did. This was a Red Sox trade to be made, and the Yankees made it. And honestly, for the Yankees, this is now 2 left-handed bats that really helps their lineup out a lot, so that they are now – I mean, they're going to be making a real push for third this year. They're in a really good spot to possibly land in third place. I seriously think that this brings them from 4th to 3rd. But in all reality, if they can get a pitcher, their lineup is stacked. And Anthony Rizzo, let's be fair here, though. Anthony Rizzo does not fit on the Yankees. He is too nice of a
I
person.
disagree.
He's too nice. Why would he fit on the Yankees?
Oh, don't try that too nice crap on me.
He's a nice
That's
person.
ridiculous. Listen. You want to know why this guy fits? Another left-handed bat.
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
fits that
Oh,
extremely well.
Okay, but if
And
they-
he's one of the best first basemen in the league.
not anymore.
Oh, I still think he's up there.
Please.
He's not top 5.
Name 10 first basemen
I-
better
I
than
didn't say
Anthony
10.
Rizzo
I didn't
right
say
now.
10. I just didn't say 10.
I'm
Pete
looking at him.
Alonso's better than him. Don't me. Pete Alonso's better than him. Luke Voigt's better than him.
Luke
Freddie
Voigt's
Freeman's
not
better
No,
than him.
no, you cannot say
No,
Luke Voigt is
Voigt's
better
not.
than him
Luke
because
Voigt's not
Luke Voigt can't stay healthy.
Okay,
You
I'm talking
cannot
about when
say
he's
Luke
healthy.
Voigt.
I'm talking about when he's healthy.
Freeman's better
But
than
when
him.
is he healthy?
Okay,
When
fine.
has he played a full season?
Let me just.
You're trying to argue with me here when you know you're going to
Okay.
lose. First off,
Freddie Freeman's better than him.
yes.
I'm literally just going down the rosters here. Joey Votto's better than him.
Yeah.
Who's the Indians' first baseman?
Um,
Okay, if you can't think of it, then it's not.
it's
The Indians' first baseman was Carlos Santana, and he's now a Royal.
yeah,
Right,
so-
exactly.
yeah.
Max Muncy's better than him.
I mean, I don't know if he's a first baseman.
Okay, well, whoever the Dodgers have at first base is better than him.
Who else?
Who else isn't there everyday first baseman? What are you talking about?
Well, you said whoever's at first base.
Alonso is better than him. Matt Olson's better than him.
Goldschmidt.
Yeah, Goldschmidt. Well, yeah,
I
I'm
got
just
5
going
with Goldschmidt.
down alphabetically. Goldschmidt's better than him. Brandon Belt this year has been better than him.
Oh,
Vladdy, first baseman.
Yeah, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has been better than him. And let's see, who do they have at first base here?
Jose Abreu.
Jose Abreu. Astros first baseman.
Yuli Gurriel's better than him. Yep. So there's about 12 this season that are a lot better than him.
I had 8.
Hmm.
I said he was in top
I'll
5.
I'll give you Alonso. 9.
Not top 5.
So top 10 is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, it's fine.
So guess what?
But okay, my thing is if they were choosing Rizzo over starting pitching, then they sincerely messed it up. Because it seems like right now they're in no position to get any solid starting pitching at this point.
Hold on, can we talk about the Rockies 1 second? We're hearing that the Rockies are holding firm to their asking price for Trevor Story. So yeah, they're failing. Again, the Rockies are just wow. If the Rockies don't trade Trevor Story, my shirt's going to be valuable still for the next half of the season. Man, this is that's ridiculous. This is really funny. So yeah, Anthony Rizzo, just in general, Anthony Rizzo is a good player. He's going to bring a good bat. Too bad he's having a rough year. Hopefully he can pick it up. But yeah, for the Yankees, it's a big bat, and hopefully it doesn't alter his personality because he's a great dude. And obviously being with the Yankees can completely change who you are as a person. Fortunately, he doesn't have any facial hair that he's going to have to shave off like Joey Gallo. But yeah, interesting. Now, staying in the AL East, Diego Castillo was traded from the Tampa Bay Rays to the Seattle Mariners. I'm trying to get through these as we are now almost an hour away from the deadline, so I want to make sure we get through them. Diego Castillo traded to the Mariners in exchange from the Rays in exchange for JT Chargois. Nope, that's the wrong trade. Either way, I don't know. I think I did something. One of these deals is wrong. Okay, the Diego Castillo deal, the return's wrong that I wrote down here. But the important part, the Mariners got Diego
I'll just talk about
Castillo.
real quick. I think that's a great trade for the Mariners.
Yeah.
The Mariners bullpen has gotten better. If they didn't get rid of Kendall Graveman, that is a deadly bullpen.
Yeah.
Especially with Drew Steckenrider in there too. That's a really good bullpen. But they got rid of two of their better guys in that bullpen and their best bullpen guy in there. So that's gonna have an effect. But the bullpen, I would say, on paper has gotten better, but just imagine what it could have been.
The Mets are in discussions with the Cubs on Javier Baez, possibly more, which means that the Mets seem to have shifted their focus now to Javier Baez.
Well,
Interesting. Very
I think that's
interesting.
where the Cubs are taking everything now, because they just
Yeah.
got Nick Madrigal.
I
I
agree.
think that's where it's going to go.
Mets making movement towards Javi Baez. Oh, whoa. Mets making move toward Javi Baez. Maybe a pitcher in the deal too. Whoa. We are.
Why do I feel like we're about to have a package deal?
Ken
of
Rosenthal
Bryant
is
and
making
Baez
me
to
very
the
happy right
Mets.
I love Ken Rosenthal. Wow. All righty. This is things are starting to pick up. Wow. Okay. Well, we'll see how that progresses. I'll obviously be very on top of that. The Mets are having ongoing conversations. Francisco Lindor has obviously been very, very adamant about trying to get them. The Mets are just wow. They
But you had
are
to take the pressure off him from having a crappy year.
no, they're like best friends, and
Oh, sorry.
I
That's
will
secondary.
put money on it that Javier Baez stays a Met for the long term if they trade for him at the
I don't know if
deadline.
that's what you want, but sure.
He came out and said the only way he'll play second base in his
Is
career
if he's on the Mets.
anymore is if he's next to Lindor.
Yeah, exactly. So,
That's a fire infield though.
dude, Javier Baez second base, Francisco Lindor shortstop. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. That is the two of the best defenders in
I
the
got something
game.
better.
What?
Corey Seager at short. Trey Turner at second.
Yeah, you know,
Checkmate.
you're right. Okay, offensively, yes. Steger's defense is good, but it's not Lindor, Baez, and
Okay,
Turner's.
but stop. Don't.
Okay,
Don't
no,
even
you're right.
try.
No, you're
If
right. You're
you
right.
even try, I will
No,
remove
right.
you.
No, you're
from
wrong. You're right. You're right. All right, so we'll keep rolling with this. So yes, Diego Castillo, good deal for the Mariners. Now we've got the big boy trade, the biggest of the deadline, the blockbuster, the trade deadline trade, like the only one.
The heist. The heist.
Well, they took on the entire contract, so it makes sense. But yes, it's still a heist. The Dodgers acquired Max Scherzer and Trey Turner from the Washington Nationals in exchange for Keibert Ruiz, Josiah Gray, Gerardo Carrillo, and Donovan Casey. Can we talk about how the Nationals basically just gave up Max Scherzer and Trey Turner for, yes, their number 1 and number 2 prospects, but that is just atrocious. They basically just did 1-to-1 for basically Scherzer for Gray, Turner for Ruiz, and then just threw in the other 2 guys. I mean, like, wow, what a trade, and what a just complete. First of all, I'm just going to say it. The Nationals, I don't care that they didn't get much. The Nationals are going to be stacked in like 4 years. Like they are, wow. They're going to be amazing. Josiah Gray is going to be a stud for them. And Keibert Ruiz is going to be a stud too.
And you know it's going to be great for this year and beyond as well? The Dodgers.
Trey Turner. Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. It's
Hey,
yeah.
you know, do you know what this trade reminds me of?
What?
It's just kind of a reverse of you can't beat them, join them. you can't beat them, trade for them.
It's just so crazy how like I went from thinking that the Padres were just dead set on winning the World Series to just that lasted like all of 10 minutes because the Dodgers just swooped in and took. I didn't even think Trey Turner was in the discussion, and then when the Nationals said that only Juan Soto was untouchable, I was like, okay, well they're still not going to trade.
Oh, Michael!
Mets and Cubs have made significant strides on a deal that would send Javier Baez to the New
Teams
York
are
Mets.
making progress on the deal right now.
Yeah, it is heating up a lot. So as
Well,
we
no
know, one phone. Honestly, I'd rather have Baez than Bryant. I've been saying this for a while because Baez is a shortstop. Yes, because Baez is a shortstop and he can play it short. The Mets don't need a third baseman. JD Davis has been hitting really, really well, and then you have to bench him, and you still have a hole at short. So you're just basically
you could play Bryant in the outfield though.
yeah, but they don't need it. I mean, they don't need to do that. And you know, to me,
Question: who would you rather have in left field, Chris Bryant or Dominic Smith?
I would rather have Dom Smith this season with the way Bryant's been playing. To be honest, Bryant's been having a rough year, and Baez's been having a rough year too.
I called this. Maeda's now being talked about. I called that.
Yes, I was gonna just mention.
You know
that
what?
too.
The Yankees should get in on Maeda.
I would not be surprised if you see the Mets make a push.
in free agency.
We'll see.
No?
We'll see.
Maeda was traded to the Twins.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
right. He was.
Yeah, Remember, it's that 3-team deal with Betts,
Yeah.
kind of. How
Hold on. The Mets have talked to the Twins about Kenta Maeda. They have been involved. They are now already involved in Kenta Maeda discussions. So we're monitoring as the New York Mets apparently have suddenly.
I
woken
did
up.
say New York team would be in on them.
Yeah, no, you're right. Let's get back to the Dodgers for a second here with this Scherzer trade, because for me, as a person who's watched Max Scherzer for 7 years now on the Nationals and Trey Turner blossom into a superstar, I think it's just hilarious that we're just viewing this as the Max Scherzer trade. Because honestly, to me, Trey Turner's the biggest piece in here. Like, Scherzer's only there to the end of the year. Turner's there for a few
Hold
more.
on.
Like,
In terms of
Time out.
need, it was the Max
Time out.
Scherzer.
I don't know if you could say there's a bigger piece of that trade. You just have to refer to it as the Scherzer and Turner trade.
yes,
Those two are so valuable.
elite.
I think Max Scherzer. I'm not just talking about this year. I'm talking about overall throughout his career of who's there and who has been top tier. Max Scherzer is a top 5 pitcher in baseball still.
Yeah.
Not just based on this year, but overall throughout his career as well. Trey Turner is a top 3 shortstop.
He's 2.
If the White Sox have officially acquired Craig Kimbrell, it has been announced by the team.
I just feel like in terms of need, when it came to Scherzer, that's the reason everyone was freaking out about it, because Dustin May is out for the year. Julio Urias has been somewhat struggling this year. We don't know when Trevor Bauer is going to get back, if he will get back at all. And I think Max Scherzer. Yeah.
Hold on,
Well,
we're having.
that's-
Sorry, Mets. The Mets are apparently deciding to pick things up while we're talking about Max Scherzer, of course. The expectation right now is that Javier Baez and a pitcher, most likely Zach Davies, will be heading to the New York Mets in a trade. It is not obviously official yet. That is just what is being discussed. But this is going to be something that obviously we follow a lot, because this is one of what I believe to be a couple trades we're going to see the Mets make in the next few hours, and a trade that honestly, to me, I really would be happy to see them go out there and do. So I'm back to the Dodgers. You guys were in the middle of talking about it. Who was talking? I'm sorry. I'm now laser focused on the Mets.
I was just saying how, in terms of need, I can see how this would be the Max Scherzer trade at the time. But other than that, to me, it's the Trey Turner trade, because, in my opinion, he's the most underrated player in all of baseball. I tell all my friends about him that don't watch baseball that this guy is just – if Tatis wasn't playing shortstop right now in this current era, Trey Turner is undoubtedly the best shortstop in the game right now to me.
100%. And I made the argument before the season that he was. And, this is a superstar shortstop who can play second. He can play center. He is fast. He can field. I mean, he is – I even said it when I heard that they were listening to deals, to talks for him. I was like, I would do anything for the Mets to go out there and make a deal for Trey Turner. Because
the crazy part is that the reason they are doing this because they couldn't get him to sign long term.
Yeah, exactly.
Which my top priority would have been get him long term.
throw all the money.
This trade, just Max Scherzer, you now have another 3-time Cy Young guy, along with Kershaw, and then you get a top shortstop in baseball who is consistently being underrated. He has the fourth highest average in baseball.
Okay, finish up what you're saying. Sorry.
He's been so good. And you know what? I know they gave up Ruiz. They gave up Josiah Gray. It is worth it to get those two guys who are at the top of their respective positions.
Mets general manager Zach Scott just came out onto the field to have a one-on-one conversation with Francisco Lindor that lasted a few minutes. So things are heating up. It seems like the Mets have shifted their focus to Javier Baez.
Oh my god!
What?
No.
Oh my God, the New York Mets have acquired Javier Baez from the Chicago Cubs. It is official. The Mets have a deal in place for Javier Baez. It is out. They have done it. That was the deal. That is what Zach Scott was on the field talking about. The New York Mets have acquired Javier Baez. Two sources now. Andy Martino, who covers the New York Mets, and Michael Mayer also has confirmed it.
Where's Tim when we need him?
Right? Oh my goodness.
But no, here's
Wow.
the thing. We all knew once we saw that the Cubs were getting Madrigal that they were going to and immediately look to move Baez. The question now is, does Chris Bryant actually get moved?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where? It's
Giants.
got to be between the Giants and Rays.
Giants.
Probably Giants. Giants. Damn, 22 home runs this year.
I have two names. That you have to look at throughout the rest of this deadline, and it's the two that you have to look at are Story and Bryant.
Wow. It's now Mark Fine saying the Mets have a deal in place pending medicals to acquire Javier Baez from the Cubs. Let's go. Oh my God.
Josh
The Oakland
Harrison-
A's just got Josh Harrison and
Yep.
Jan Gomes from the Nationals.
Yep. Josh Harrison.
I don't care.
Oh,
You know what?
Oh my.
Goodbye.
That's
He removed
is
himself.
rude. That is
He removed himself.
rude.
That second time, I did not remove him. I added him back.
I know. I did that. That was my bad. Oh my God. The New
You know
York
what?
Mets.
You know what? Before we get into the Mets, because that's going to be a while, Josh Harrison and Jan Gomes,
Yeah.
that's a pretty good trade for the A's. Josh Harrison's been really good.
That's great outfield depth. And they got Young Gomes, too.
Well, Harrison, that's just an infield depth. Could they?
He can play outfield, too.
Yeah, that's a really good trade. And then Jan Gomes, veteran catcher. I really like that deal. I want to see. Oh, okay. So it's either Zach Davies or Trevor Williams along with Baez.
Who? Wait, hold on. Where'd you see that?
Passon.
Passon said that?
No.
What? The
No,
I'm not
it's Ken
seeing
Rosenthal said that Mets are talking about adding a pitcher from the Cubs in addition to Javier Baez, either Zach Davies or Trevor Williams. Source tells The Athletic. Deal is not close at the moment.
I'm intrigued to see if they do that in two separate trades.
That would be a waste.
Wow. I agree, but wow.
Hey, I heard
Hold on,
DeGrom's going to Chicago, though.
according to Mason Miller.
Oh, you saw that too?
Yeah. Damn. Baez is a Met. Wait, so
Wow.
we don't know who you guys gave up for him yet, right?
I
Not
wonder
a
who they
clue.
gave up.
I do too. What do you think I feel? This is like the future. Oh my goodness. Keep an eye out for Ronnie Mauricio or Mark Vientos in this trade. Two guys who are top prospects. This is a big move for the Mets, but Baez is going to come at a smaller cost. Andy Martino broke it first. He was first on it. And that's good for him. He is the Mets beat reporter. And for him to be all over that is a huge deal. This is after Kimbrel now. I'd honestly argue that this is a bigger trade than the Kimbrel deal. So I'd say this is the biggest trade we've had so far today.
I don't. We'll see what you guys
For
gave
right
up.
now.
I think
Yeah, I agree.
since the Cubs got Magical, I think that's a little bit bigger deal. But
Yeah, that's true. Overall, that's a very big trade. But right now, the Cubs are getting some serious prospects right now.
yeah, these are great pieces they're getting back.
This is he obviously won't. Wow, Baez is gonna be playing this weekend for the Mets against the Reds. That's amazing. Javier Baez is gonna make his Mets debut against the Reds and Amir Garrett. Wonderful.
Amir Garrett.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Look at
Well,
Marcus Stroman. Look at what Marcus Stroman just posted. This GIF. Oh, I love that.
Too bad Stroman's
this
not
is
a Met
good.
after this year.
Yes, he will. I'm telling you, Marcus Stroman's going to sign a long-term contract. I would put money on it.
It's so
right now.
easy. Nick, it's so easy to get him going.
I'm
It's so
telling you, no, it's serious. But dude, Francisco Lindor and Javier Baez up the middle. This is what I have been wanting this for the last 4 days. Wow. Wow. Javier Baez and Francisco Lindor are going to be playing in the same infield together. The same infield. Dude,
Spitting right now.
the Mets are gonna turn every double play for the rest of the year when Lindor comes back. Wow.
When does Lindor get back?
Lindor will be back in about 2 weeks or so. Baez and Trevor Williams to the Mets. Ooh, I like this. Oh, but they're gonna have to give up a little bit more. Oh man,
that's a huge trade.
that is a huge trade. That covers the Mets for right now. I would say go maybe after bullpen, but this could finish them off for the day. Wow, this is let's see. Trevor Williams this season. Man, poor Ken Rosenthal. He is just jumping all over the place. Trevor Williams having a rough year, 5.06 ERA. However, in his last few starts, he's been a little bit better, but still, it's just a pitcher. That's all it is. I wouldn't be surprised you maybe see the Mets go after Kenta Maeda a little bit. But I mean, to me, this is the Mets. The Mets got their guy. But let's talk a little bit about Josh Harrison and Yan Gomes too, as we await more information from the Mets trade. I mean, Josh Harrison and Yan Gomes to the Athletics, first of all. Those are two pieces for them that they can use a lot. But, I mean, the Nationals, who the heck is left? I mean, they've traded everyone. They've literally traded everybody on that team. I'm shocked at the fact that they've been able to trade away every single piece that they have. But this is wow, this is crazy that wow. Two big trades, first of all, two pretty big trades recently that have happened. Obviously, Josh Harrison, Yan Gomes, not as big as Javier Baez being traded. But, wow. I'm intrigued to hear what you guys have to say about Baez, because I've obviously been doing most of the talking. I've been doing most of the talking, so let's hear what you guys have to say about
It's your team.
Well, yeah, I know, but I like outside perspective. So let's hear what you guys have to say on this Baez trade. I'll give you.
I think that the Baez Lindor combination is a match made in heaven. I think that's a great acquisition there. Really, excuse me, really shores up that infield really nicely. Now you can move McNeil over to third, and I just think that adding a guy like Trevor Williams as well gives you another starting rotation piece or a bullpen guy. So I think it's a great trade for the Mets. They needed to make a move, and this one move does the trick, and I think that's just going to really what puts them over – it's a move that's going to put them over the top to win the division now.
I certainly hope so.
Crazy. I mean, like we said earlier, there's not going to be one double play that won't be turned by the Mets this year, and that infield duo is just so lethal, so electric, as you would say. I can't wait for Lindor to get back now just to see him play with Baez. It's going to be so fun to watch. I like Baez a lot. Obviously, he's a really high strikeout guy, low batting average guy. But when he connects when he puts that barrel to that ball, you can almost guarantee it's getting out of there. 22 home runs this year, 56 RBIs. This is a guy that finished runner-up in NL MVP in 2018. Like he's still a very polarizing player in the league right now, and this could do it for the Mets. This could really round out their lineup. I think adding a guy like Baez really shores it up. And in a weekend, at least as of right now, this could be the move that does it for him.
I'll show you one GIF that is going to sum up the rest of this season for the New York Mets. The New York Mets are wow. The Mets are also not done. We are hearing words that the Mets are not done yet. They're still anticipating landing more trades. I mean, the poor Nationals. Hold on. Can we talk about the Nationals for a minute?
They did say everyone was untouchable except for Juan Soto.
I mean, what the heck is happening? The Nationals are having a real trade deadline. Like, this is what a real seller's trade deadline should look like. Trade anyone that you can get prospects for. How long is Patrick Corbin a National for? John Lester should be traded. Like, trade them. Just do it. Just trade them, bro. Like, just make the move. I mean, they're not going to have anyone left. But, I mean, right now, John Lester and Patrick Corbin are the best players left on this team that aren't named Juan Soto. So, good thing they've got Alcides Escobar, because he can be their everyday second baseman now. I know, that's your boy, Ryan. Wow, we are now officially 1 hour away from the trade deadline, and we are still. My AirPod has died. Didn't even give me a chance. Didn't give me a chance. That is that's rough. Didn't give me a single shot. I think can you guys hear me now?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can? Okay, well I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
hear you. So
Yeah.
that's a problem.
This
Figure
happened
it
before.
out.
I'm getting major deja vu.
Figuring it out.
Damn, bro. I want Trevor Story to get
Feeling,
traded.
that they're just dead. So we're gonna figure it out.
Trade Bryant. I want to see Bryant and
All
Story
right,
on the
someone
move.
else talk. Yeah, go ahead.
I really do. I want to see them both on the move.
Me too. I more want to see Story gone. I think it'd be cool if Bryant stay. Actually, no, I want Bryant out there. If since Rizzo and Baez are gone now, there's no point in keeping Bryant.
Contreras needs somebody.
Yeah, I guess, but he wasn't part of that 2016 team. Then that era is over. That's crazy, and they got a chip out of it though. Mad respect. That was the goal. I can't believe Rizzo's gone though. Philly's close to acquiring Kyle Gibson and
That's a
Ian
good
Kennedy.
How about I would actually put some money on the Phillies go heavy for Gibson and Buxton now that the Mets got
Ooh,
Baez.
yeah, the Phillies might have to get Buxton right now.
If they do, woo, we have a race,
McCutcheon.
buddy.
McCutcheon, Buxton, and Harper. Are you serious? Nah, outfield's crazy.
Michael, would you be scared if the Phillies got Buxton?
Honestly, I wouldn't be unless I see him fully healthy.
Well, if he comes back and stays healthy.
Yeah, I would be scared then.
There's only like 3.5 games back.
No, they're still very much in contention. That rotation too is really good. Wheeler, Nola,
Been so good.
so good. Wheeler's been so underrated this year. Let's see.
We still don't have Michael, do we?
No, I don't think so.
Here, let me see if I can do something. Oh! Oh!
What happened? What happened?
Oh! Phillies get Gibson and Ian Kennedy.
Oh yeah, they're close. Yeah,
That's a big move. I like that for them.
yeah, that helps a lot. We just talked about the rotation was solid. I mean,
And now they
Gibson's
get a
not-
bullpen arm, which is what they really need. Teams are going in, and you know what? I'm loving it.
I wish
my team was in a position to do it.
Same. You know what I wish though? I wish we knew what teams were getting back because we
Yeah,
have to
that's
wait.
going to take a while.
Yeah,
That's going to take a while to see what everyone gets back. Where's Michael?
that's a fantastic question.
I found him. I think he's here. Let's see. Michael!
Still can't hear anything. Give me a minute.
Barely can hear you.
All right, we have officially hit the 1 hour mark, and
I'm
boy,
currently trying to get a good friend of ours on the show right now.
oh really?
Parker.
Let's go. Let's see how he feels about the Starling Marte, Josh Harrison, Jan Gomes trade.
Trades yeah. Let's see. Text me back, Parker.
Where's Dom?
Hmm?
I said, where's Dom?
Let me text him.
Bet.
Yeah, I texted Dom. If either of them come on, that'd be a hoot.
That'd be fire.
I was talking to Dom last night. He was so depressed.
Yeah, I would be too if I was a Padres fan. They literally got stolen out of their back pocket.
What? Oh no, Marco! No! Oh
Happened.
no, Marco! I'm only asking to have Parker on because he's an A's fan, and they've acquired 3 guys. Okay, I'm sorry.
Did I miss some Michael bias?
Oh no, and he
You
just
did.
texted me. How dare you bring Parker on the show? No.
Okay, well, I'm trying to figure out what the heck's going on here. My headphones decided to die, and at the same time, when I tried to reconnect them, not work. So, currently in the process of trying to acquire a better audio source. Deal not yet final. Working on the details. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. So yeah, I'm sure you guys already mentioned it. That Kyle Gibson is now going to the Phillies. As
And
well
Ian
as
Kennedy.
Ian Kennedy. Marco's FaceTiming me. Hi.
Just go off the speakers.
I know I am. That's what I'm doing right now, and everyone hears you.
Okay.
You can say hi to everyone that's watching.
I am actually Ryan. How dare you put me? How dare you put Parker on the show?
It's just for the A's, I promise. He's an A's fan.
Hey.
Oh my gosh! I'm just kidding. Y'all have fun. I gotta go.
No, they're trading Pete Crow Armstrong.
What?
Oh, the Mets are trading Pete Crow Armstrong to the Cubs.
Okay, don't do the deal then.
Oh no!
Ah.
Oh no, he's gonna be so good. Why? Oh, no. All right. The only way the Mets do this. Oh, hold on.
Spencer Howard is going to the Rangers.
Okay, but the Twins are acquiring John Gant from the Cardinals. That makes no sense. That
you say?
doesn't make. Oh, that doesn't make any sense.
Sorry, my
Spencer-
dogs were barking. What'd you say?
The Twins are acquiring John Gant from the Cardinals.
Why?
Nice.
I don't know. That doesn't make any sense.
I have no idea what's going on.
Hold on. I need to tweet the Mets are. Oh, no. Things are heating up, everyone. We're less than an hour from the deadline. Wow. Wow. And someone.
Spencer Howard is going to the Rangers in this deal.
Wow. Can someone talk while I'm tweeting, please? Anyone? There's lots to talk about.
Honestly,
What do you want to talk about, Nick?
there's just nothing to talk about right now. I mean, you want to talk about the Kyle, we already talked about that Kyle Gibson trade. Fudge.
Fudge.
Look,
all right. I'll give my 2 cents
say
on
this,
trading
I'll say
Pete
this.
Crow Armstrong.
Okay.
I
tell
think that
tell us about bro.
the only reason that the Mets would trade Pete Crow Armstrong to the Cubs is if they can
Re-sign
guarantee that they will be re-signing Javier Baez. It is the only reason why they traded Andres Jimenez and Rosario to the Indians. They're going to definitely go hard on re-signing Baez, or
It's obvious that they're going to do that.
they're looking to get someone else in the outfield. I don't like it because I love Pete Crow Armstrong. He is going to be a stud for the Mets. I think it's a fair trade. If he's the only one in the trade, if it's literally just Pete Crow Armstrong, then
No
I
way.
would. The Yankees are fun. No, never mind.
Oh
Nothing. Fake trade. Fake. It's fake. It's fake. It's fake.
no!
Fake. It's fake.
What is it?
Oh, it's fake.
The Yankees
Nope.
just cut from.
No, it was said the Yankees got Chris Bryant.
That
But
would
it
be
was
crazy.
it was a fake account. It said Jeff Passan, but it had a V next to it. Man, he had me. They had me. Wow. How about that? Look at that.
Hey.
Our first look at Javier Baez is a New York Met right there. First
That's
look.
clean.
Let me just say he fits. Wow.
Hey, let me go back to that Rangers Phillies trade.
Yeah.
Outside of that opening day start against the Royals, Kyle Gibson's been really good. I think that's another great arm to get the Phillies a solid 3-headed monster.
He's struggling, dude.
He's still been solid He's still been
He was
solid this year.
terrible. He was terrible in the opening day start though. Like,
Yeah.
didn't they give up like 6 runs apiece?
Yeah, but since then he's been solid. But here's the thing: he's a solid 3. I'm happy with him being my 3 guy.
I'd say, yeah. The Ian Kennedy
And then
part.
getting
between
Ian
skill-
Kennedy in the back end of the bullpen for one of the worst bullpens in baseball, that's a big deal. Because if
Yeah.
they want to make a run, they need to boost that bullpen big time. And that's what they just did by getting Ian Kennedy, who's surprisingly been really good this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
In his last 7 games, though, Gibson has a 4.14 ERA. He has given up 19 runs over 41 innings, 41 hits in that time as well. Jake Happ goes to the Cardinals for John Gant. What is happening? What is this trade? This is the weirdest trade I've ever seen. I'm not too sure if I've ever seen a weirder trade, to be honest. This is wow. This is strange.
Actually,
Wow, I'm all over the place because I'm trying to focus on the Mets and everything else that's going on.
you guys see what Jeff Passan just tweeted out?
Yeah.
I did
yeah.
not say what people are saying I said. It's a fake account. Do not pay attention. You know what?
Look, Bob Nightingale tweeted that Chris Bryant's going to the Cubs. And it was based on that fake tweet. That's amazing. Oh, Bob. That's funny. Oh, Bob. He believed it. Bob Nightingale literally reads anything that he sees and freaking
How does he have so many
tweets it.
followers?
What a weird trade that the Twins just made.
Actually, that's actually not a bad trade for the Cardinals. They need pitching help, especially in the rotation. J Happ isn't great, but he's a solid mid guy that I'd be fine with.
Wow, what a weird trade. That's so strange. Wow. Dude, there are 45 minutes until the deadline with many players still left to go. Who will be traded next?
Bryant.
Chris Bryant.
Can we see Jose
Right.
Ramirez be a sleeper, a mystery
No,
player
they won't
traded?
trade.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
Wow, this is things are escalating very quickly. I just can't get over the fact that Bob Nightingale fell for a fake Jeff Passan.
Hey, you know Nightingale already had you. He had you fooled this offseason.
Oh, okay. It's a one person trade. It's Javier Baez and Trevor Williams for Pete Crow Armstrong. It's a fair trade. It's a fair trade. The upside of Baez is there, but I just don't like trading Pete Crow Armstrong at all. The last time the Mets traded a player that I felt this good about was Jared Kelenic. And
He struggled.
What? Well, that was his first time.
wow, this is a wow. I am really stoked to see Javier Baez and Amir Garrett at Citi Field this weekend. That's wow. That's interesting. So it seems like right now this is only going to be Pete Crow Armstrong for Baez, which is, man, this is interesting because it would maybe make you think that they're possibly going after Byron Buxton too for an outfield spot, but I don't know, man. This is interesting, very interesting. So let's take a. Okay, Pete Crow Armstrong is officially going to Chicago for Trevor Williams and Javier Baez. That is the deal. There is no other deal. I'm happy about that because they don't give up anything. Oh boy, Ryan, your buddy's here.
Hey,
Welcome,
yo.
Mr. Parker Dunn.
What's up, boys?
Welcome to the show.
Parker, how we doing, buddy?
Welcome to your first ever podcast. Marco's not going to be happy about it, but that's all right. We're
Parker.
it's good to
moves. Players
this
move
is
left and right.
Okay, I do have a question. What do you think of the Starling Marte trade?
Okay, so a lot of it's one of those trades where people can either love it or hate it. There's not really like a good in between. Personally, I love it. I love Luzardo. It's unfortunate that the season happened the way it did for him to get injured and for him to struggle so much, especially out of the bullpen. That was disappointing to see since he does have good stuff. But I don't know. His stuff isn't where I wanted it to be at this point. This season was supposed to be huge for him in the rotation. So ultimately, while he still has a bright future and can potentially still be really good as one of the younger players in the league, I think it's good. I mean, would it have been better to ship off somebody else? Sure, if you could have. But, obviously the A's tried that. You just got to go with what you got. But I think that getting Marte is good. This is the final year for this team to have any chance. The offense was terrible. Since June 20th, the offense ranked bottom 3 in the league in almost every major category hitting-wise. So you get a guy who's batting above 300. He was one of the better positional players to go after. I think it's good. Sure, you're giving up your best prospect, but I think it's well worth it because this is really their last shot because I think we could see a lot of guys get traded. Of course, it's infamous with the A's. Chapman could be out the door, maybe Olsen down the road as well. So I think that this is their final chance to do something. So I love what the A's are doing right now.
All right. My question is, why now? Like, what? Why didn't you do it last year when you still had Simeon as well?
The thing is, there's a lot of things you could point to. I just think that the A's, while they make moves historically, the franchise is going to do what they have to do to bring in some talent at the deadline. Last year was La Stella, but typically it's not enough. They might go after one, mid-tier guy available who's on the market looking to be traded by a particular team. But this year they're going crazy. They get Marte. They're able to then trade with the Nationals. The Nationals, which, oh my gosh, talk about a fire sale. Getting rid of everybody but Soto.
Everybody but Soto.
every human.
If your name is not Juan Soto, you might be out the door just like that. But
that's really what they said too, and they stuck by it.
Juan Soto might want out the door now.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, you can't really blame him if he does, because every single guy around him on that championship team is just not going to be there. So
I can't believe Trey Turner's off the team though.
It's crazy. That trade was absolutely absurd, and I like the one that they made as well with them to get Gomez. I think that they're bringing in good hitters, guys that can get on base, and that's like the whole Moneyball philosophy, right? Does he get on base? Well, the current lineup before these trades were guys that weren't doing it outside of Matt Olson. Matt Olson was the only consistent hitter who's an all-star for a reason, and now they're bringing in some talent, and I think it could go a long way because there's some teams that are loading up. You look at the NL West, absolutely stacked. The AL East, also very stacked. So if you're a team like the A's that are below the Astros, who also have more firepower, this is what they had to do. So it's going to give them a shot. Should they be a favorite? Absolutely not. There's still at least 3 to 5 teams I could pick off right now that are better than them, but it gives them a much better shot should they be able to get to the postseason, which looks a lot more likely now.
The Mets are expected to land another pitcher before the deadline that also just came out. Sorry, just reporting things as I see it. There's also immediate optimism regarding the potential extension for Javier Baez for the Mets, but that won't be discussed during the pennant chase. That'll be discussed after the season's over. So none of that deadline extension talk the second Baez gets to New York. So I've got a question for you, Parker. Obviously, it seems like the Athletics are the new farm system for the NL East. So I've got a buddy who he works for the Athletics, is in the minor league department, and he was especially not a fan of them trading Daniel Palencia to the Cubs. He was a big fan of him. And he's in general not been a fan of the moves that they made in getting Marte and Chafin, considering the people that they gave up. Are you kind of more on the side of it's going to be beneficial today, so it doesn't really matter what tomorrow brings, or are you still a little bit nervous that the guys that you gave up may end up, especially considering that the A's probably won't win it all this year necessarily, that they may end up coming out in a few years as superstars when you didn't win it this year?
Yeah, see that, and that's the thing. Normally when you sell all your young guys, all that potential talent that has a future in this league potentially, it can be a little worrisome. Typically, I would, especially like you mentioned, like with all these other stacked teams that have much better rosters than them. It's like, well, even if you make these moves, are you even competing? Or it seems like you're just throwing prospects out the door for no reason. But the way I look at it is a rebuild was imminent. It seems like after every season of making the playoffs, it was like, could this be the year that the A's make some crazy trade that they shouldn't and get rid of one of their good players? And I think that this is the final chance that we can see this roster together. It could be the final time that we see Matt Chapman and Matt Olson at each hot corner working together for a full length of a season. And there's just so much uncertainty with this team, and especially as a member of the fan base, you don't know whether or not these guys are going to stay long term. They typically don't. So I think that just go for it, because the rebuild's definitely going to happen after this season. So make some fireworks in the process, try and get what you can, and just see if some dice rolls your way once the playoffs come around. Because although there are better teams out there, you just never know. You got to at least give it a shot.
You think a rebuild's coming soon?
I do, because I thought that after last season, this could have maybe been that season. I still believe that this team could have a chance to win the division. The Astros were the favorite for a reason. That's who I thought was going to win, but I figured we could still come away with second in this one. That's where we're at right now. Mariners are hot on their tail right now, but I think that this is a team where they could definitely sell shop, because they're only going to have some of these guys under team control for like 2 to 3 more years. And there's just no way to predict whether or not we actually ride out those contracts, which we're not known for doing, or we try and get as much as we can for them. I mean, you look at a guy like Matt Chapman, that's a guy that as soon as, he was able to get Scott Boras as his agent, it's like, well, all right, let's enjoy these next couple of years while we still can, because he's going to get him bank. He hasn't really done too much other than being an unbelievable defensive player, winning Platinum Gloves. When it comes to the bat, he's not able to provide as much to make his stock go up, but it's still one of the top third basemen in the league. He's going to get big money. Some big market team is going to look for the likes of Matt Chapman one way or
And
another.
Olsen too.
Yeah, so that's the thing. There are some talented players that the A's have, but it's just not realistic to think that they can keep them for the remainder of their contract. So I think that this is the year. It is crazy to think that the year that we choose to do this is when there are teams like the Dodgers, which are already stacked, and then they go ahead and get Scherzer, they get Turner. It's like, my God, even if we came out of the AL somehow with these teams like the White Sox and the Astros, it's like, how could we compete with a team like that? Well, you just have to wait and see, I guess. But I just think as an A's fan, it's nice to see them going all in like this. I know the rebuild's going to suck. Rebuilds aren't fun for any fan base to endure. But this is just kind of the cycle that the A's go through. They have a couple good years with some players that come up through the system, and then they inevitably get rid of them. So at least they brought in some other talent to help those guys for one last shot at it.
Alrighty, interesting. As now Mr. Marco Peralta is joining us. But before Marco, I know you're going to have something to say. The New York Mets and the Minnesota Twins are discussing a trade that could send Kenta Maeda and Josh Donaldson to the New York Mets. J.D. Davis has been discussed in trades with the Minnesota Twins as well. Seems
What
like the
happens
Mets
with McNeil then?
What'd you say?
What happens with Jeff McNeil then?
I'd trade Jeff McNeil too. I'd rather trade McNeil than Davis. To me, McNeil is worth more and is having a worse season, and I see Davis having a better future. But that is something to keep your eye on.
Well,
big credit to Jack
Giants.
Ramsey on this. Jack Ramsey has been covering the Mets all week long. A guy that's not even – he's a free agent writer. He's got sources everywhere, and he is not really well known, but he's been all over trades this week with the Mets. He was the first to really talk about the Mets and Cubs being hot in the talk yesterday. So let's be honest here. This is I trust what he is saying, and he has definitely been something to keep an eye on. So, Marco, welcome in. We're happy to have you back. I don't know if you're able to talk with us, but if you are, then we would love to hear your take on Baez, other things that have been happening. We've still got Chris Bryant and Trevor Story, and apparently Kenta
there's
Maeda.
something going on with Story now. The Giants are in on him.
Yep.
Are they?
That would be something.
But are they willing to give up what
Asking price.
the Rockies are asking for is the main question.
The Giants have to make a move. They
I
can't
think
not.
I agree. I agree
have
because I mean they're at the top of that.
They have to make
right
one,
now.
like, yes,
Now,
like for
right
sure
there.
they have to. There's no if or buts
Yes,
about it.
story.
They have to
Yeah,
make
you
a move.
have to
They
you have to respond. To
I
the
think
move
I think
that
we're all
Dodgers
talking over
just
each
made.
other. This is great.
Yes.
This is true radio, ladies and gentlemen.
This
Everyone
is-
talks over each other.
We're all talking all at once. I think apparently also Marco, you're still unmuted. I'm assuming. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm assuming that's coming from you. There was also
Yeah,
shots
that's my kind of music too. Gosh,
on the field.
you know
Well,
my music taste.
Marco was
It's the same thing as country music. Chill.
I love country
Um,
music. Whoever hates on country music needs to get out.
I agree.
I'll
But
get
there
it.
were
I'll
also
watch it.
when they were saying that when they went and told the Mets on the field that Edwin Diaz and Francisco Lindor, teammates of Baez in the World Baseball Classic of 2017, were jumping around the field and screaming. So this is a very interesting thing, and we obviously got to keep in mind that the Mets are not done yet. They are planning on making more. And the Mets over the past few years have always been the team that comes in at 401 and just suddenly has a weird trade that no one was talking about. So keep your eye on that. But so Marco, again, like I said, I don't know if you're here, but to be able to actually talk. But if you are, I'd love to hear your thoughts on Baez and anything else that's been going on.
Oh, to be quite honest with you, when it comes to Baez and when it came to him being the Mets, it was something unexpected. I was really hoping that Trevor Story was going to be a Mets, but I honestly think it's kind of a downgrade. I would rather have Trevor Story instead of Javi Baez on my squad, just because of the fact of his ego. Like I don't want that to clash with Francisco Lindor, but the fact they're both really, really good players, I think that's going to be a motivating factor for the Mets. And maybe you need that type of ego when it comes to the clubhouse of the Mets. You need something to spark your team when it came to the playoffs. You want to make a big playoff run. And just seeing how, for example, you go back to Pete Alonso's performance in the home run derby, his mentality going into it, he was locked in from the very first day, like without even seeing a pitch. I think if you try to find a way how you can mix in the mentality of Javier Baez of just having this ego of being the best and having that lock-in mentality of Pete Alonso, the Mets can be really dangerous. But besides that, I think I would have rather have Trevor Story because of how much I think he's a better all-around player than Javi Baez. But either or of those players going to the Mets was going to be dangerous. Now they have Javi Baez, so be careful with the Mets going into the playoffs, especially with Francisco Lindor coming back pretty soon.
So I just want to show you all this little video here. This is hold on, let me get it sideways. This is
Guess who's back today? Corey Seager.
Is he really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I just
look
saw
at this
that.
game.
And this weekend he'll have a new double play partner
Let's
Oh yeah,
go.
and a new pitcher.
Dude, this is crazy.
Dude,
Let me show you this video. This is Edwin Diaz.
An infield.
Edwin Diaz on the mound, throw down to Javier Baez, who was then backed up back there by Francisco Lindor. 3 Mets, 1 video. Elite. That's what we love to see. Wow. The
Still not winning the World Series, buddy.
oh man, Rizzo and Baez are gonna play each other in the Subway Series. That's gonna be dope.
It's like you just didn't even hear a word I just said.
No, I didn't hear a single thing any of you have said in like the last 30 minutes. I'm sorry.
The blinders are on, guys. We're in
You're
for a long
just talking to himself at this point.
Yeah, it's like talking to a wall
Yeah, no, you're not.
or a goldfish.
Luis Guillorme is playing shortstop for the Mets tonight. You know why? Because Baez is going to be there tomorrow. Wow. This is crazy. We've had some serious – we still haven't even discussed all the trades from the last few days. So why don't we do that? And now that you're here, Parker, you can be involved if you would like. If you have to leave, you can always just let us know.
I'll stick around as long as I can. This is amazing stuff. Like, because every deadline, there's going to be tons of big moves, but this year is like it's hard to even keep up with. There's just so much going on.
I miss our apartment. Show me the apartment. I haven't seen it
Dude,
in a
it's
while.
empty. Like I'm moving out today, so there's.
Oh, are
nothing.
you?
Yeah, no, today's the day because they're requiring by 9 a.m. tomorrow that everything's out. So like, I figure I don't want to wake up early and have to deal with that, so I'm just gonna get done today.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Screw Vertex. They suck.
Ryan just had to bring in anything unrelated to baseball.
Hey, you know what? I'm sorry. I miss my roommate. Michael, you don't know what's like having a roommate. You live at home, okay?
I didn't have a problem with it. I just you were like, just show me the apartment. I miss it so much. So while we have a
new one.
brief break in the action, I want to talk about the next trade that we got up to, which was the Red Sox acquiring Kyle Schwarber from the Nationals in exchange for Aldo Ramirez, another National just off the board, and a guy that I really in Kyle Schwarber that I had been saying for the last few days, I really believe that Kyle Schwarber should be traded because he's hurt, but when he comes back, no matter what team he plays on, he's going to make an impact. He's going to be impactful. And it's almost like a second trade deadline for these teams that are trading for players that are hurt, like the Dodgers who got Danny Duffy, and now like the Red Sox who got Kyle Schwarber, that'll be getting these players that can come back, they can hop in, and then start playing with maybe a month to go in the season. I'm intrigued to hear what you guys think on the Schwarber trade. Obviously, a really very under the radar deal, considering that it was going on at the same time as the Scherzer trade was happening. So we'll go in order here. We'll go Ryan, Nick, and Parker because I still don't know if Marco's available. If he is, you can chime in as well.
Okay, it is official. The Scherzer and Turner to the Dodgers deal is done.
Good, officially done. Which is
Go ahead, Michael.
Scary hours, bro. Are you serious?
Okay, so let me just say it now. The MLB is broken.
Yeah.
it is. Yeah,
Can we just at the top of our head just name the players on that roster?
the Dodgers.
Bellinger, Betts.
Let's just go around the horn. You've got Will Smith catching, who's elite. You've got
Muncy
Muncy
Turner.
at first, Turner at
Turner.
second, Seager, Turner, two Turners.
Yeah.
You've
Chris
got
Taylor,
Chris Taylor,
Bellinger, and
Bellinger,
Betts.
Betts.
Oh, let's not forget the pitching, though.
Don't forget
Oh,
Kenley
Pollock.
Jansen.
Walker Buehler,
Kershaw,
Urias, Kershaw, Scherzer, David Price. I can't say the other one.
Danny Duffy,
Yeah,
and Trevor
no, you
Bauer
can't
if he's
say
Second
kicked.
time you've kicked me while I'm down, okay? Still don't like it.
It's
But,
still
Is
happening.
it red or what?
But I will say
If
this.
they don't win,
Dude, if they don't win, like I mean, like they did.
they
win
don't
last
win,
year,
then
but, like,
I don't
it's
know what to
crazy. If they don't
But-
win this year, I
but-
don't even know what to say. Like how can
But
you
the
have that
next
much
season will be
talent?
even crazier because they're gonna get a fully healthy Dustin May back too.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah,
He's so
that's
good.
crazy.
He's so good. Dustin
The
May's
rich,
so
the rich get richer. It's as simple as that.
Oh,
The Dodgers are a super team, officially super team.
LA knows
Um,
something about super teams, so
yeah, all the DC guys came to LA yesterday.
that's so true. But
I'm
here's what I want to say about the Schwarber trade. That trade pissed me off for one reason. Before that trade went through, the Royals declined sending Carlos Santana to them. And you want to know the reason I'm mad? I'm not mad because they didn't trade Santana. I'm mad that they will trade Danny Duffy but not Carlos Santana. That's what I was mad about. I love Carlos Santana. I liked him when he was on the Indians and when he was on the Phillies, but I also hated him when he was on the Phillies. I hate him when he was on the Indians because he always killed the Royals. But what I have to say here is that if I am the Royals and the Red Sox say Santana and they give up some of their good prospects, please do it. Because Nick Prado's the future at first base, not Carlos Santana. But I like to move by the Red Sox to go get Schwarber, though. I really like that because it gives them another power bat. The question for that deal is, what does it do to JD Martinez? Because I would assume Schwarber's probably going to be DH with his injury. Does that mean JD Martinez moves to the outfield or first base? That's my question there. But getting a guy like Schwarber, left-handed bat with a ton of pop, a ton of power, I think it's a great deal.
I agree.
For me, it's just it's more of like the Yankees type of thing what they did with Rizzo. Like, yes, the Schwarber addition is amazing. Obviously, what he did in that span earlier this season has been great, and him coming off the injury will prove to be amazing for the Red Sox. But I don't know why they don't address pitching. Like, there's decent arms available on the market. Obviously, we're still 30 minutes away from the deadline being done. There still could be something done that I don't know about. But when you talk about a guy like Barrios or like Gibson, like those are two solid arms that could have been plugged into that Red Sox rotation, and I think that would have been proved to be better than what Schwarber would have been better, because we don't even know what Schwarber's going to be back for the Red Sox, but a guy like Barrios or Gibson would have been plugged in for the Red Sox immediately in their rotation. It's a great deal, though. The Red Sox lineup is potent. Bogarts, Martinez, Devers, now Schwarber, Martinez, all those guys are all sluggers. Verdugo. The problem isn't the lineup. The problem for me is that rotation still, and we'll see if they make any deals in the next 30 minutes. But overall, the Schwarber deal was solid, but I think they could have addressed pitching.
I was laughing because I just saw the official haul that the Rangers are getting for Kyle Gibson and Ian Kennedy. The Phillies basically just like paid $1 million for like a shack. Like the Rangers just fleeced the Phillies. Like not even close. The
Rangers were super adamant about really keeping Gibson more than keeping Gallo. And then once they get something like that,
oh my god!
I think the Rangers are the winner of that trade.
Absolutely, no question.
Of course, it's a bunch of prospects that you got to wait and see. But today, we're gonna say we can't say a true winner. It helps the Phillies right now, which is good for them, but also helps the future for the Rangers, which is great for them.
Wow.
Parker, what do you think about the Schwarber deal?
The Schwarber deal, well, I like it. I do agree with what you're saying with the pitching, though. I think that the way that the Red Sox could have handled that, or I guess just the trade market, is potentially getting another arm. But for the longest time, I knew myself and multiple other A's fans were thinking, shit, I mean, if we can get Schwarber, that would be pretty good, too. I mean, Mitch Moreland's been our DH for a majority of the season. A lot of times he's not even in the lineup because he's not producing. He's one of those bottom guys that's batting just over 200. Getting a guy like Schwarber, who, yeah, he's not going to hit for contact. He's not going to get on base all the time, but he's going to go yard here and there. I mean, that one hot streak he had, I don't even know what the number was, but it was something along the lines of, like, I don't know, 10 home runs in, like, 8 or 9 games. Like, that's ridiculous. So the thing with him is definitely the injuries. Those add up. It's funny. I actually have him in my fantasy lineup in a league that I didn't even draft. I didn't even know I was in the league, but he was going crazy for me when I randomly saw a notification about what he was doing. But I do think that that's still a good move at the end of the day. That lineup is stacked with so many amazing hitters. You already listed all the names. Throwing him in the mix, should he be able to get healthy, only makes that lineup more deadly. We'll have to wait and see how the pitching pans out for them. That's a really good division right now. The Rays look really good. They made some moves. Then you go and see Toronto's making moves, and there's the Yankees, and they're just dying off. They got Gallo for no reason, but those two teams right next to them though are going to put up a fight. So I think that it's a good move at the end of the day, but there were definitely some arms that they could have definitely targeted.
Well, it's so yeah, that was you guys were talking about the Phillies, weren't you? I'm not paying attention at all.
The Schwarber deal, but that's cool.
Yeah, the Schwarber deal, and then I mentioned the Phillies. So,
when do you ever pay attention, Michael?
not when things are going on with the Mets. I'm not. So the Mets are still looking to make more moves today. So we'll see. I've got 3 more trades.
I do have a question, Michael.
Yeah.
Do you really think that adding Kenta Maeda is a smart move for the Mets?
Short term, yes,
man. Of course,
man. Yes.
100%.
Long term, it's a good problem to have because when the Mets get to the playoffs, they'll have DeGrom, Stroman, Walker, Maeda, Syndergaard, Carrasco.
Oh wait, no, hold on. No, Syndergaard's dead. Remember?
No, he's not. He's coming back.
We have not heard of this man. We have not heard about this man in a year.
Dead like that.
He threw off a mound the other day. Like he's going to be back in the beginning of September. So the Mets are going to
I have something really important to say. It is not MLB related, but Parker, Marco probably, and Nick will find this horrible. Carson Wentz might have torn his Achilles today in practice.
Okay, so yeah, they said that there was an injury.
I saw that.
I was curious what it was.
If they gave up that much and he tore his Achilles,
yeah,
that
because
man
it
is
was
made
a
of
second
glass.
and a third, right?
He has to see Dr. James Andrews about it though. But it's probably
That
James.
sucks.
He's
That's
probably
brutal.
done.
It's probably
That's
James.
brutal because
Poor
That's his
guy.
career.
Poor
That
guy.
has to be his
Honestly.
career, right?
I mean, pretty
Well,
much.
he's had-
It's his
Hey, guys,
career
many injuries, bro.
as a potential
If
starter.
it comes true, I have something very important to say about it. Eagles won the trade.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
of
a
course.
terrible way to
Oh,
look
for
at
sure.
it.
Definitely.
I was actually excited
When
to
he's-
see how Carson Wentz would look with being back with Frank Reich. I was
Yeah,
super
they played-
excited.
I think they could have been good. I mean, I know a lot of people aren't in on them or in on him particularly because of what he did his last 2 seasons in Philly, but you know, there's more talent in Indy than there is in Philly. So I think that with a better O-line, sure, the skill positions don't jump off the board, but you know, he'd have some guys to throw the ball to. So I'm kind of bummed that we don't get to see him play if that's the case.
Yeah, it's
The
sad.
Mets are showing serious interest in Kenta Maeda. I just want to point out,
Dude, the thing you got to see is that Kenta Maeda doesn't have to be a starter. He could be in the bullpen. He's a
No, I
great
know
There's
bullpen
a, there's a
player.
lot of guys.
Here's the
that-
thing.
you can just throw him out there.
I would love to see Kenta Maeda go to the Yankees here for one reason. For one reason.
because it's
Not
not
to
the Mets.
spite you, Michael, even though you think that's my answer. I think he'd be a great fit with the Yankees.
They
They
need
need
it. Yeah, that's why.
So badly.
Yeah, they
that
need
he'd be a
him,
great
bro.
fit. I think Maeda should go to the Yankees.
20 minutes. 20 minutes we have. And I just want to if they were to acquire Kenta Maeda, let me read the starting pitchers that the New York Mets will have if everyone's healthy. Jacob DeGrom,
You already
Marcus
named
Stroman,
them.
Taijuan Walker, Carlos Carrasco, Noah Syndergaard, Tyler McGill, Rich Hill, Trevor Williams, and Kenta Maeda.
Two names on that
Overrated.
list are always hurt.
Oh yeah, I know, but that's not. And Noah Syndergaard, 10 starting pitchers.
You said Syndergaard twice, buddy.
Oh, did I? Okay, then 9. They've got 9.
First off, you don't know what Syndergaard you're going to get back.
I know.
That's a very important thing. And second, is DeGrom going to be able to stay healthy?
Yeah.
This is the question.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the
I-
thing. Here's the thing, Mike.
That's the issue with the Mets is health.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the biggest thing, Michael, too, is that just look at their record. Like, yes, they're in first place, but even in first place, they don't have a better record than the Dodgers. The Dodgers have a worse rotation as at this point right now when it comes to
Yeah.
health.
Yeah, no, you're not
Like,
wrong.
We're doing it.
Don't get
Dude,
ahead of
I
yourself right
still
now,
can't.
please.
Dude, I cannot fathom that Scherzer thing though. The
Oh, Marco,
Padres.
by the way, congratulations. The deal is done. Congratulations.
Yeah, Padres fans wish that this would have been their clapping and
I
celebration.
want to get Dom on here so bad, but he won't.
Yeah, I
do
was
it.
gonna say let's
Oh
get
no,
Dom on
no,
here
literally,
somehow.
like his story.
Dom
like,
said, I texted Dom. He's like, "Nah, I'm writing an article right now."
Dude,
yeah, no,
Dom,
he didn't. He put like nothing on his story. Like the last thing I think I remember seeing, I think yesterday was like him saying how they were close to getting him, and then I saw him tweet about how all the pitchers they've gotten in the last 11 months, but he will not be added to that list, unfortunately. Very close, very close.
Oh, also, Hans Kraus is going to the Phillies
yes,
in that deal. They added it's a 3-for-3 deal.
I saw that. I'm just wow. This has been really hectic. As now there's 18 minutes until the deadline. No Bryant, no Story.
I think both of those guys are going to be dealt, and we're going to hear about it after the deadline.
I agree.
And also, 20 minutes till Michael owes me
Someone,
$20.
Michael, just put the MLB Network stream here on the YouTube thing.
That's a great way to get copyrighted. That sounds like a wonderful way to have these 4 hours be.
I love how Michael's just like, that's a great way to be copyrighted.
It's true. Wow. Can we?
You're such a good boy, Michael.
I think the
Here,
Cubs
Michael,
are
you
now
want a
done.
biscuit?
Huh? Oh no. I think the Cubs
So
are
when
done.
is Bryant getting traded, bro?
I don't
Hear
know,
me out. Giants are going to get Story. Bryant's going to the Rays. Done.
dude.
I mean,
If
I'm
this,
down.
if this comes true,
Yeah, I mean,
we have evidence and everything.
Yeah, we
It
do.
makes sense.
it's crazy to because like the Giants have been unbelievable this year. Like I would not have expected them to do what they've done, but to think that with teams like right below them, like the Dodgers and Padres making some moves, Dodgers especially, if the Giants just sit here pretty, it might catch up to them. I don't know. They're
They need
still
to make
really,
a move.
their rotation's filthy. Their lineup's playing really well. There's a reason why they have the record they have. But if they just sit here and do nothing, it might bite them in the end. Because I think that going after Story would be huge for them. But I don't know. If they just sit here, I think they're going to regret it for sure. There's too much action along the league right now for them not to be partaking in it.
Oh, the Astros are trading Miles Straw to the Indians, and Phil Maton is going to the Astros. That's the deal of the deadline.
And
Deal of the
I
deadline.
still cannot believe the Mariners. I'm sure you guys talked about that for like a very long time before I jumped in, being that this stream's been going on for almost 3 hours. But that trade, dude, literally, as an A's fan, because like Kendall Graveman was, he was our starting pitcher. He was supposed to be our ace back in 2017. This was a guy that showed a little bit of glimpse here and there, and then sure enough, fell off greatly. But I mean, he had like what, 0.82 ERA when they got rid of him. I don't know. I'm assuming he's already gone in for the Astros. Haven't caught any of their games since then. But I cannot believe they did that just to then get Castillo. Like literally mind-boggling to get rid of a guy like that. I mean, literally. The reports of the players like in tears, like they literally shattered that locker room. That trade did not make any sense. Like of all the things that they could do, I get that the team wouldn't have him under control for quite as long, but absolutely insane.
Yeah, it was definitely something that I was really surprised about. And we already talked about Diego Castillo, but the Mariners, I wouldn't be surprised if we see them make a small.
They finally got a pitcher.
Yeah.
Hey,
Andrew
Michael, sorry to interrupt you. I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but the Yankees are acquiring left-handed pitcher Andrew Heaney from the Angels. Just letting you know. Sorry, continue.
Thank you. Man, this is a great way to get the Yankees up there to third place. That's for sure. This is still not going to push them over the top.
How can you say that when they got Joey Gallo and
dude, their pitching is
Rizzo,
terrible.
bro.
Their pitching is terrible.
He's not wrong.
Isaiah Iglesias hasn't been traded yet.
Like I know their pitching is horrible, but like that's what a team that relies on offense does every single year. And they think they're going to win their games only based on home runs and freaking RBIs. That's what the Yankees do now.
Yeah, it's not. Not when you give up 12 runs a game. Doesn't matter.
Not the winning formula, especially not in the postseason.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it sucks because it sucks how they believe in that. But can they get one place? Yeah, but win the division? Heck no. They could make a fight for the wild card, but besides that, I think the Yankees they're not going to do anything this year. Yes, they got Joey Gallo and Anthony Rizzo, two great players, but you got to improve your pitching if you want to actually be a contender for the World Series title.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just. Wow.
I can't believe, bro. I tweeted that the Yankees should get Berrios. Yankees fans are like, "Oh, we got Kluber back."
They're going to be cheering for Andrew Heaney. Watch. They'll be like, "Oh my God, Andrew Heaney!" I want to talk about. We've still got 3 more trades to talk about. I want to talk about Jose Barrios before things get really wild. We could talk about Hudson and Sean Armstrong later, but Jose Barrios from the Twins to the Blue Jays in exchange for Simeon Woods Richardson and Austin Martin, to me, is a very underrated trade that kind of went over our heads because we were so focused on the other big players. But to me, this is a statement from the Blue Jays to try and shove the Yankees back down to earth after getting some good hitters to say, hey, we're not going anywhere either. You're staying down there. And I honestly think it's going to be good enough to work. I'm intrigued to hear what you guys have to say. Cool.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Well, yeah, you've been going first all day.
Oh, perfect. I feel honored. Jose Barrios. You knew he was going to get traded. You saw the Twins. You just realized that we're not going anywhere. Our window's closed. Their window closed last year when they couldn't get past the first round once again.
Dumpster fire.
And this team has been horrible all year, and they realized it's time to let some guys go, sell it. 1, Nelson Cruz to the Rays, done. Jose Barrios to the Blue Jays, I think is a great deal because I think that gives the Blue Jays a strong first, maybe second arm, depends if they want to put him before Ryu or not, but that's a solid duo right there. And then the bullpen got a nice extension as well with Brad Hand today. The Blue Jays made 2 good moves to beef up pitching, which is what they really needed to do. And I think that it's going to be big for them down the road because they've got the offense. We've seen that time and time again. They've got the offense that can do so much damage. But but they need some pitching to back it up. And the pitching, getting Berrios and Brett Hand got a big upgrade today, and I think that it's going to be big for them down the road.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
It's
yeah.
It's Miles Straw and Phil Maton.
But the Berrios deal. This is the one guy that I think every team should have had the radar on coming into today. We knew he was going to get traded just because the Twins are selling, and the Blue Jays they won. Not I don't say they won the deadline, but they won by getting the type of player. I mean, their rotation coming into the season wasn't always strong to me, but now you got a guy like Berrios, and that offense didn't need any more players to begin with. Like with Vlad, Teoscar, guys like that offense was stellar by itself. But now you got a guy like Berrios, and who keeps him away from the Yankees, keeps him away from the Red Sox. Two teams that I thought that really could have used a guy like him, and you had him with Matt, and like Ryan just said, that bullpen got a lot better today too. I like this Blue Jays team, not just for this year, but for the future too. Hopefully they get Springer back healthy sooner rather than later, but I like it a lot. This move they made today showed me that they're gonna be a serious contender for the wild card if they don't win the division.
Yeah, I mean, outside of the Baltimore, of course, like those four top teams in that division are stacked. They all have good offenses. They can all produce runs, put them up on the board. So getting him goes a long way for them. They have so much talent. I mean, just the batters they have in that infield's crazy alone. So, like, getting a guy like Berrios goes a long way because once that Scherzer deal broke down, like, he was the guy. Like,
Hold on.
He's the
Sorry.
last guy to go for.
Joaquin Soria was just traded to the Blue Jays. Continue,
Wow.
carry on.
Speaking of devil.
Speaking of them, that's So like pitching is just so big to get in that division to try and maybe move up a spot or just to hang in there and get that wild card spot. That's the move that had to be made to improve the rotation. Goes such a long way, especially for postseason baseball. Should they be able to get there, that's what the winning teams have. That's the winning formula. Like just joked about the Yankees and thinking they can win off of power hitting. Doesn't work in the postseason. You need to have guys you can throw out there that can shut down the opposing teams and their high-powered offenses. And Berrios is a guy that, he's not going to solve everything, but he's definitely going to be a key piece to that rotation. And getting a guy like that, especially right before the deadline, that's so big for this team. They've been really impressive this year. And there's a reason why so many people had high hopes for them coming into the year because they're living up to it. And that's a great move to continue that process going forward.
So shout out to John Gambadoro, somewhat neighbor of mine who lives like 3 minutes from me, who broke the news of Soria going to the Blue Jays. He is it hasn't been broken on major platforms yet, but he is a local Arizona guy. He broke the Chris Davinsky signing back in the offseason. So John Gambadoro does definitely have some sort of credibility here, and has said that Joaquin Soria is going to the Blue Jays, which just bolsters like I said, the Blue Jays are making a statement here. They are showing the Yankees that they are not to be messed with. They are going to stay in this race. And the Yankees are game ahead of the Blue Jays right now. And honestly, to me, the Blue Jays have made better deadline deals overall because it's made them more of a well-rounded team. And they upgraded the spots that needed to be upgraded. They're a team that's been lacking in pitching. And now they are being fulfilled in that spot. Interesting that Trevor Williams was. Oh my God, Brian, the Giants.
There it is. See that?
With
that's
7 minutes remaining.
Wow.
One of those
Chris
consensus.
Bryant,
A lot of people thought was
traded
gonna
to
happen.
the Giants.
Story's not being moved. Story's staying put.
Yeah,
The Rockies-
Story's not going
The
anywhere.
Rockies are stupid.
Stupid. So stupid.
Wow.
There it
Chris
is.
Bryant.
Chris Bryant. He has been traded to the Giants. They made the move. They did it. I don't think it's.
I have to say, as much as I want to talk about this, I actually do have to go. But thank you for having me on, boys. I appreciated it. But wow, what a banger for me to drop out on. So have fun talking about that one. That's a good one for sure.
That is
Later,
a
Parker.
big
All right, I'll
thing.
see you guys. Okay.
Parker, I'll see you soon, buddy.
See ya.
Bigger trade as the Brewers are getting John Curtis for Peyton Henry from the Marlins.
Yeah, can we talk about that one instead?
Yeah, definitely something. Yeah, John Curtis. Really,
Okay.
really good
Here's the
relief.
thing. Soria. Okay, going back to Soria. Story has not been good this year. He has a 4.3 ERA, but
You know who also hasn't been good this year? Andrew Heaney. It's a 5 ERA. Yankees suck.
That's
Yankees fans are gonna be like, it's Heaney time.
yeah.
And then when you're like, I got Barrett, don't need him. We got Heaney. I'm gonna be like,
Don't need him. We have Kluber. Don't need him. We
I-
have
you
Devin
know
Williams.
what? This is why New York fans are like Cowboys fans. They're all delusional. All delusional.
I like how I said New York fans, so you could throw Michael in there.
What'd you
Oh, I
say?
still think Mets
yeah,
fans
he
are
had
delusional.
to. Wow.
Okay, but Bryant to San Francisco. Let's dive into that one.
This is a huge deal. This is a wow. I'm really intrigued to see
You
who
guys
the
want
Giants.
to know the worst part about this?
What?
I have to write an article grading every single trade from the trade deadline, and I don't even know half of the returns.
And that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying.
We're not going to know these returns for a while.
No. But I do want to say it's also going to be funny because the Mets play the Giants as well, and you're going to have a Baez Bryant reunion there too. So all these former Cubs are going to be reuniting at Citi Field at some point this year, which is very interesting. Wow. The NL West.
Looks like Story's going to stay put.
Which is
Wow.
horrible.
That's
Horrible.
terrible, bro. Get him out of Colorado.
That's seriously. That's
Oh.
wow.
That's horrible if Story's staying put.
Dude, there's 4 minutes, and Donaldson, Buxton, and Story are still on the market.
Hold on, I want to point out a really funny thing. How if Jeff Passan took a real risk typing in Bryant to SF, because if he by accident fat fingered it and hit SD, the letter right next to F, and tweeted it, that would have been oh my god. I don't even want to think about that.
Nobody would have believed that.
I feel bad. I feel so bad for Cubs fans. So bad.
Let me see if Tyler Bender wants to come on.
Yeah, you should. That would be that's it for all the Cubs. They're all
Cubs.
off the board. Oh,
Kimbrel.
Wilson Contreras is still there.
Yeah, but from the 2016 team,
Well, he was there too, you know.
it was there, but
Yeah, he was the starting catcher. What are you talking about?
like that big three though that came like
Oh,
Rizzo,
yeah,
Bryant, and Baez.
man. And they're all traded within 2 days of each other. First of all, the Cubs are going to be stacked in about 4 years. They're going to be winning the World Series again.
I think you said that about a lot of teams today.
Yeah, because it's true. Trevor Story's still a member of the Rockies. Let's see if Luke Voigt gets traded. That'll be interesting.
I want to see Donaldson get traded too. Low-key.
I want to see Kenta Maeda get traded to the
I want to
Mets.
see Buxton get traded.
The Mets,
Buxton to Philly.
the Mets are
Buxton to
supposedly
Philly.
working on a
3
Buzzer
minutes,
beater
bro.
trade.
I don't know. I mean, can we see deals? Can we see deals like? Actually, not. I don't know.
Well, they roll in 15 to 10 minutes. Oh, Jake Marisnik's being traded to the Padres.
Padres.
What a big move.
That's the guy
Dom,
they
you're
need.
getting someone, buddy.
Attaboy, Dom.
It's not on Scherzer, but you're getting Jake Marisnik and David Love.
Oh boy. Oh man, what did the Padres get at the deadline? Oh, Jake Marisnik. Who they
Hey,
got him
Adam
get?
Frazier.
Yeah, I know.
David
Well, that-
Love,
That and Frazier deal is a big deal.
almost Scherzer.
Wow. Man, Farhan coming through again with the Giants. That is just spectacular. 2 minutes until the trade deadline. Don't get us wrong. This isn't going anywhere. The Mets are gonna be making another move. The Trevor Story
What if
rumors
the
are
Mets
gonna.
don't make another move, Michael?
They may not, but it's looking like they're going to. They're probably going to be one of the. It doesn't at the moment we're at right now. There aren't going to be. It doesn't seem like there's going to be any stars traded after this moment. Maybe one or two. Where in years past we've seen, like maybe Chris Bryant traded afterwards. But it looks like we're going to be getting a lot of these last minute deals as the deadline wraps up in
Hear me
1
out.
minute.
Hear me out, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Story's not going to be moved, and the Rockies are going to get flamed for it.
I mean, yeah, you're spitting right now. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Hey, and if anybody wants some good TikTok content, follow me on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok.
I did see your video. That was awesome. You made it.
Yeah, I'm not on TikTok, friends.
Congratulations.
Your team was nice. I don't know why your brother took Bieber.
Shane Bieber?
Ramirez. Yeah.
Over Ramirez. We still got Ramirez. I was fine.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. That was fine.
When he said that, I was like, "Are you stupid?" He's like,
I'm intrigued. I guess I'd have to watch the TikTok. So we are 30 seconds. Actually, no, the deadline is now.
Yeah.
"All
Deadline's
right,
over.
any second." Story. That's a crazy thing I could think of. Story to the Brewers.
Get ready.
Mets
Yeah,
will not
let's make some wild thoughts.
Mets will not have any last-minute deals per source.
You reading that?
Yeah.
Yep. Feinstein. Freddie Galvis to the Phillies.
Oh, see, that's not the.
Major deal. Major. Dude, the Phillies really wanted to make a splash, and they got Freddie Galvis and Kyle Gibson. Woo, boy.
Andy and Kennedy.
I'm feeling good about
Andy
the
and
Mets'
Kennedy.
chances for the division.
Andy and Kennedy.
Yes, I heard you. Let's
Andy
hope
and Kennedy.
I was wrong.
Trevor's story is still a Rocky. It's great.
They're going to
Dude,
get
we're gonna
nothing
get the
for him, and he's
tweets.
just going to walk away.
Oh my God, the Rockies are gonna. Dude, we're gonna. No Buxton trade. He's staying with the Twins. Okay, the New
Trevor
York
Story will
Mets are not,
remain with the Rockies.
the Mets are not making any more trades.
And you know
They're-
what? You know what? The sad part about this is the Rockies are just fine with giving him the qualifying offer and getting the compensatory picks.
Wow.
Poverty franchise.
Oh,
Get
my
something
God.
real here. God.
Dude. They actually didn't trade Trevor Story.
I'm shocked the Twins didn't trade Buxton.
Or Donaldson.
We haven't heard anything about Donaldson yet.
Yeah, but the Mets are really the only team in on Donaldson, and they're not making any more trades. They were trying to, but didn't. Wow. So it seems like things are going to be wrapping up pretty quickly. We're just going to be getting some tiny little deals that come, hobbling over the finish line. Right now, I mean, we can take a minute to talk about the Daniel Hudson trade a little bit as we have a brief break in the action. Daniel Hudson was traded to the Padres yesterday in exchange for Mason Thompson and Jordy Barley. And honestly, for the Padres, this is a trade that wasn't necessarily necessary, but considering that they didn't get Scherzer, it is. They bolster a pretty good bullpen. I think it's an interesting deal that we'll have to see if they can.
Here's the thing. The Padres knew that they lost out big on adding to their rotation. They wanted to get a big add to the bullpen, and they got that with Daniel Hudson, who's been good. So I think it's actually a really good move for the Padres. It's not a Scherzer move, which is where they were this close, but still, they get a good arm in the bullpen.
Nick, any thoughts on the Daniel Hudson trade?
I have no idea what we were talking about. Daniel Hudson trade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, solid deal. Always in need of bullpen help, no matter the job. But I just want to. I'm sorry. I know I'm switching subjects, but do you guys want to hear the 12 most notable deadlines? Because this might be the best deadline in recent history.
Yeah, I agree.
So we got obviously Gallo and Rizzo to the Yankees, Marte to the Athletics, Barrios and Hand to the Blue Jays, Cruz to the Rays, Scherzer and Turner to the Dodgers, Kimbrel to the White Sox, Schwarber to the Red Sox, Peterson to the Braves, Javier Baez to the Mets, Kyle Gibson to the Phillies, and they didn't even add in Bryant to the Giants.
Wow,
crazy, bro! What a deadline.
This has been by far the best trade deadline we have had in years. I mean, I'm very surprised that the Mets didn't make any last minute moves. I think they could have made one more and should have made one more, but they don't. That's all right. This is Michael Pineda and Josh Johnson both staying with the Twins as well.
Damn, that's an L.
I have a feeling we might not be getting any more. I think we're done. I really do. I think we might be done for
Yeah,
now.
it looks like we're done.
I seriously don't think they're getting anything, or anyone's doing anything. This is what'd you say?
You don't know.
No, we don't.
It's probably done, I think.
Watch Yankees come in and swoop Kenta Maeda.
No, I don't see it. I mean,
I mean, that would, because right now they're my deadline losers. So that would
to
help
be
them.
fair, it does say Byron
Hey!
Buxton.
Jonathan Scope is staying in Detroit.
Keep that number 7.
Wow, this is
I didn't even realize Jonathan Scope was like a name on the market right now.
yeah, he was a name on the market. I thought the Mets could go after him.
I was down.
I'm as the adrenaline wears off a little bit. That was exciting.
Was it?
That was really exciting. What a thrilling few hours. So the Dodgers have officially announced their trade. So it's done. Like done. Interesting because Josiah Gray was supposed to pitch tomorrow here in Arizona. So I look forward to seeing what they do with that. I'm really intrigued to see who the Giants give up, considering that they are, the Giants are in a really, really interesting spot. But the Mets are. I'm intrigued that the Mets are really trusting. I mean, look, they're going to have 7-8 starters at one point, but that to me is. I'd say the Mets and Yankees both surprised me in the moves that they made and didn't make. With the Yankees not focusing at all on pitching and the Mets really not focusing tons on pitching either. But I don't know. Very interesting as we look. I'm just the biggest fail of this deadline is the Rockies. What are they doing? Why didn't
I think it's the Yankees too, but yeah, the Rockies.
It's got to be the Rockies, man. They didn't trade Trevor Story. He wasn't traded. Trevor Story was a guy. Trevor
10
Story.
guys with the All-Star game were traded. Now that's a deadline.
Oh, John Lester's going to the Cardinals. I called it. They traded Lester. Oh, I'm surprised they didn't trade him to the Cubs. John Lester. What are the Cardinals doing, by the way? Jay Happ, John Lester? That's interesting. Trevor Story stays with the Rockies. He will get the qualifying offer, and the Rockies will get a draft pick because there's no way he's going back to Colorado.
Boyd is staying with the Yankees.
Wow. Oh, my God. The Cubs got Joey Bart in the Chris Bryant trade.
Oh!
Whoa. Whit Merrifield stays with the Royals. Official.
Give me my money, fool!
Okay, I will.
Oh wait, Bart and Wade?
And Wade?
Yeah.
Whoa. They're going all in. Look, to be fair, they can sign Bryant long term. But wow. Okay, Ryan. Here you go. This is there you go, Ryan. Official. And congratulations, Ryan. You're now $20 richer.
Damn, the Cubs are set.
The Cubs are set in 5 years, yeah.
That's crazy. Got Bart and Wade.
Matt
Thank you for the Venmo, Michael.
You're welcome.
I cannot believe they just got Bart and Wade.
Where are you seeing that? Because I keep looking and I only see Bart.
I screenshot and sent to you.
Wow.
John Schwartz tweeted out Bryant just to Giants for Bart and Wade.
Okay. I didn't see that.
That's huge. Wow.
Yeah, Bryant to the Giants for Joey Bart and Lamonte Wade Jr. That is a huge. The Cubs are just stacked. Oh my gosh. Oh wow! Look out for the Cubs. Cubs and Marlins.
You know what? They made some really good moves.
They really
Getting
did.
Magical and
They
now
were to
getting
flip the
Bart.
entire world. They flipped the World Series trio for the future.
Wow.
What did they get in the Rizzo deal?
Let me look. I have it written down. They got.
Oh, beautiful. Witt is still a Royal.
They got. Hold on, where is it? I'm trying to see my. Oh, JT Chargois and Austin Shenton. Chargois is an interesting name, but not over the top. And honestly, I think it's a pretty interesting deal. This is wow. This is going to be wow. What a great day for baseball. We are being told that Bart and Wade to the Cubs is not accurate.
Oh,
Andrew
I'm so
Baggerly,
sorry.
who writes for the Athletic and the Giants, says that is not true. That is not the Hall.
Okay. Well,
Ooh, look at this. Look at that.
very nice.
That's beautiful. That's going to be a screensaver.
One day the Tigers will be at trade deadline.
I don't know but every single MLB trade, every single MLB team made a trade at the deadline. That is the first time that has ever happened before.
Yeah.
Yay.
That was
Fine.
dope. The Mets got close on a few arms, but remained adamant. Oh, wait, hold on. The Giants are sending pitching prospect Caleb Killian back to the Cubs as part of the package for Bryant.
So Bart. So it's for sure they're getting Bart, but they don't know about Wade.
No, I don't think they know about either. Look at that. Look at that for a
Really?
I'm pretty sure Bart's confirmed.
Yeah, Bart's got to be confirmed.
Yeah, I believe Bart's confirmed. I'm not too sure about Lamonte Wade.
Yeah, that would have been a little too much, honestly.
The Los Angeles Dodgers acquired three-time Cy Young Award-winning pitcher Max Scherzer and 2021 All-Star infielder Trey Turner from the Washington Nationals in exchange for catcher Keibert Ruiz, pitchers Josiah Gray, and Gerardo Carrillo, and outfielder Donovan Casey.
Look at all these
Oh my
mother trucking players.
god. All of those superstars.
It's just I can't believe it. I can't believe that trade actually happened, and just for 4 prospects.
Bro, I'm gonna try and do this in my head. See how many accolades this team has combined with it.
Also, Nick,
8 Cy Youngs if you add in Bowers, and 6 MVPs.
Nick, didn't you say you had to leave?
Yeah, no,
at,
I'm
like-
good. I'm good. We're good.
Okay, because I was like, I really hope you didn't just like miss something for the last
Nick, I
hour.
thought you had to go to your internship.
No, we're good. I got called into work. We're good.
Good, just make sure. I'm surprised that the Tigers didn't do much. I really am, because you guys could have maybe gotten rid of a few guys that could have brought you some.
I mean,
pieces in the
the
future.
most intriguing guy on our team would have been Scope, just because he's easily been our best hitter this entire season. I mean, but I like keeping Scope for the long term. I mean, next couple 2 or 3 years while we get our prospects up. But I do agree, we could have made some type of deal. But we got a good pitching prospect from Daniel Norris. So
Wow, this is so we're still awaiting a lot of stuff. It seems like things are winding down. So let's take a look at the last 2 trades that we didn't really get to talk about. Oh, we already talked about Brios. So the last one was the Rays acquiring Sean Armstrong from the Orioles for cash, which was really nothing. So it wasn't really much there. So we covered everything. We have officially covered everything. I'm so proud of us. Hansel Robles going to the Red Sox.
nice.
Wait, hold on. I have to just
Okay.
fly ball.
I cannot believe the Giants got Bryant. That's a good trade.
That is a really good trade. We had the speculation and honestly, hold on. I'm trying to tweet something. Wait for it. And they don't have a GIF for it. Honestly, what the biggest interest for me is that this year, unlike many other years, it wasn't obvious where players were going. There were a lot of teams involved, and a lot of times teams jumped in at the last minute. The only time where I could really say that it was obvious where players were going were Bryant,
Cubs receive Alexander Canario, Caleb Killian. That's it. That's it. They didn't know Bart or Wade.
That's it? They must be taking on their entire contract. They must be taking on his full contract there, because there's no way.
Yeah.
I would say that the Brad Hand deal made sense. Anthony Rizzo was just out of left field. Max Scherzer was one we kind of saw coming, and so was Jose Barrios. There were really only 3 trades this year that made sense, but beforehand where we looked at it and said, yeah, I could see
Gallo
that
made sense. Gallo made sense.
Well,
Gallo
yeah,
made
but where you
sense.
could have predicted it, though, would you have predicted like a couple weeks ago Gallo to the Yankees?
Yeah.
All right,
I
because
would.
I was all right. So then maybe 4 or 5, but still, there were a lot of there have been a lot of different things. Oh, John, how's your the red? Hansel Robles is apparently going to the Red She X, according to John Heyman.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Nice.
That's great. Good old
Welcome
John
welcome
Heyman.
to the best coast, Max Scherzer and Trey Turner.
The Marlins are officially done for the day.
I think everyone's done for today.
I
I'd
really
like
do.
to think the Royals are done for the day.
Yeah, I think the
believe-
Tigers are just chilling.
We still have heard nothing on Maeda, though. I'm wondering if we're going to be hearing that. Jorge Soler to the Braves. What?
Eric!
Just when he said the Royals were done,
That was great. That was great.
We got rid of Soler's $8 million contract! Yes!
Where'd he go?
Wow.
Where'd he go?
The Braves.
Did we get anyone?
I don't care. We got rid of his contract.
Oh, we
Wow.
get Acuna? He was a 28th year old, a healthy Soler.
Did we get Acuna?
did we get a
Yeah.
Cunha?
Oh, thank
Oh,
God.
thank you,
Thank
Lord.
the Lord. Thank the Lord.
Woo!
Thank God.
I want
Um,
to see our return if we got anything.
Okay, you
In
know
other
what?
news, Kumar Rocker still hasn't signed with the Mets.
I saw
Um,
that.
Where'd you hear that?
Sean Heyman.
Everywhere. John Heyman said it. So we're not done yet, baby. Jorge Soler. The Braves only made trades for outfielders. They replaced one outfielder with like 5. What are they gonna do? Like, this is nuts.
Yo, we go back to school soon. That's crazy.
I don't want to talk about it.
I mean, I'm excited to see you guys.
Oh, absolutely.
Nationals. Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, never mind. The Rays are
Oh.
acquiring Jordan Luplow and DJ Johnson from the Indians for Battenfield. Apparently, Battlefield 2040 is coming out, and the Rays are getting it first. Apparently, the Rays are getting first play of it. Wow. That's great. The Braves are going for it, man. They're like, hey, we're not going to let them get away with Javier Baez.
You know what? I'm going to take a step back and just say this. I have loved Jorge Soler. It was time for him to be traded, though. How about that?
He's been on a tear
Especially
lately.
with the current contract he's on of $8 million and only hit 13 home runs, 6 of them being in the last week and a half. It was time to trade him. Love Jorge Soler. Still will always be remembered for being the home run king in a Royals uniform, but it was time.
Yeah, I agree. Completely agree. Wow, we're still rolling
Yeah, you guys-
because we're still waiting on more.
Did you guys see what Joey Gallo looks like now?
Yes, I did. That was really funny. Man, I'm waiting for more. There are still plenty. I'd say Jorge Soler was a shock. I
that
didn't
was out
see
of
it
left field.
I thought there was a chance that he would
I
be
I
traded,
didn't see it coming, though.
especially after hitting the 6 home runs in the past week and a half. That gave him some value. I did not think the Braves would go all in with getting like 16 outfielders today.
Yeah.
It was just funny how we all just said that our teams were done, and then boom.
Well, actually, yeah, he just said, yeah. So the only players that the Cubs are getting are Alexander Canario and Caleb Killian. I've got to say, I'm intrigued to that for one main reason, because if that's the haul that the Cubs got for Bryant from the Giants, I'm intrigued as to why the Mets didn't make a bigger push to maybe get Bryant and Baez to try and get them both in the same deal and possibly trade JD Davis there. But wow, I love baseball. I love baseball. Baseball's the best sport in the world. I don't care what anyone says. The Giants basically just stole Chris Bryant. I'm assuming it's because they're going to
Confirmed
take out
Corey
the-
Soler is going to Atlanta.
Yes.
Confirmed.
Nice.
You know, it was time. It was time, especially after giving him $8 million on this year. It was time.
Yeah,
It's
bro.
actually
I went from thinking the Cubs look won the trade to like.
Hold on, timeout.
So
Sorry,
sad.
my brain. I'm saying that to my brain, not you guys. My bad. My bad. I'm really sorry about that. Oh, I feel bad. My bad, guys.
No, I was just gonna say we went from I went from thinking that the Cubs won the trade with Bryant to like now like the Giants stole him.
Dude, the Nationals and Cubs are playing a game today. The Nationals
Sorry
and
about
Cubs
Eric.
have like a combined like 20 players traded and they're playing each other today. That's got to be a record. I honestly think the Nationals just set a record for most players traded at the deadline.
Okay. World's got a pitcher back for Soler.
Yes, I saw that.
Casey
Nice.
Cowlick.
And he posted something else too, I think. Oh no, he didn't. I'm really intrigued. Jorge Soler, look in the comments, Ryan. Look in the comments of the video,
Where
of our video.
is Jorge Soler good? Ethan, my boy. Ethan, when he is on fire, that man can hit a ball to the moon. When he's hot, and if he can get there this year.
He's been on a tear lately.
Yeah. He's just, as of right now, I don't see it. I think that he's not a good fielder either, which makes this very iffy for the Braves. He is not a very good fielder. But if his bat can get going, then
Sounds
he
like a
has a ton of value for the Braves.
I think it's a big deal for the Braves. I think that he's a big bat, but he's got to be consistent.
That's exactly kind of what I just said, Michael.
Yeah, I know. But you got to remember, I'm really not paying attention much.
Trust me. It's obvious.
Tony Watson was traded to the Giants. He's still playing.
Who?
Isn't Tony Watson the left-handed relief pitcher? He's still playing.
Not good there. My bad. Sorry, I was looking at something else.
I think. Oh man, I'm really sad that the Mets traded Pete Crow Armstrong, but that's okay. It's all right. So we're still waiting. We don't have official word that everything's done.
Yeah, it's not done yet.
Yeah, I feel like we get a tweet that says it's over.
So the Rockies didn't trade Trevor Story.
Which is utterly ridiculous.
That's an L.
Yeah.
Who else didn't get traded that should have been traded in my mind? Buxton,
Donaldson.
Donaldson.
I wouldn't say either of those should have been, though, to be honest. They were just discussions, and they both aren't in the last year of their contract.
That's true. The only one
And
that should have been traded was
Story.
Story.
And honestly, going into the year, Trevor Story was probably the one that we all
Hey! According to Prospects 1500, the guy the Royals got back is the 19th ranked prospect for the Braves.
Nice.
It's funny, in my MLB The Show franchise of 2020, Jorge Soler ended up on the Braves at one point.
Congrats. I don't know how to respond to that right now.
No, it just was meant to
Oh,
be.
according to MLB.com, he's 21.
Is he really?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Well, I think we're reaching a point now where
Probably by 1:30, I would say it'd be over.
yeah, we're getting there. It's definitely things are swirling down. But in recap, let's take a look at just some teams and think about like winners, losers. Obviously, to me,
Losers, Rockies.
I'd say the biggest winner of the deadline's got to be the Dodgers. I don't care they only made one trade. It's the Dodgers. Or the Cubs, to be fair. Like, a seller can be the winner of the deadline. And I think the Cubs are in a good spot. Interesting. I think the Cubs are in a really good spot. I think the Rangers are in a good spot, too. The Rangers got some really good prospects back. And honestly, to me, in a seller's market, I think the sellers ended up kind of winning here a little bit, with the Cubs getting some serious firepower. I mean, the Cubs. Honestly, I'm gonna just say the Cubs are the winners of the deadline, because that is just to me.
If we would have gotten Bart and Wade, then sure, yeah. But I don't know. If
It would have been absolutely no question. But I'm just gonna go on a limb because the Dodgers only made the. Did they make any other trades? Other than the Scherzer trade?
Nothing that's official.
Come on, Trey Turner is arguably like the best shortstop in the league. Scherzer is arguably a top 5 pitcher in the league.
Yeah, but I mean, look at the Cubs. The Cubs have gotten like 8 or 9 players that could eventually. I mean, Pete Crow Armstrong. I'm telling you, I will say it right here on the show. Pete Crow Armstrong is going to be a star one day. He's going to be elite. And I mean, they got a lot of really good players back. But I'd say it's a tie, Dodgers Cubs. To me, that's what I'm going to say.
That's fair, yeah. Dodgers definitely won to me. I mean, no matter what happened today, honestly, couldn't see a team passing up the Dodgers. It's what they did. More importantly, it's not even because they got the players. They avoided the Padres getting them in the first place, and they took them for themselves. Like that worked. It's a win-win both ways. Like the Padres don't get their hands on Scherzer or Turner, and Dodgers get both to add to that lineup and rotation. Like it's just not fair.
I find it obviously.
I think one team that people are forgetting about. I think the Giants are a winner today, 100%.
Yeah,
they didn't have to give up Bart or Wade like we thought, and they got Chris Bryant. I think that's a pretty good trade. I also think that the Yankees have to be a winner, getting 2 big left-handed bats, in my opinion.
Bro, they're such an L for me in this deadline.
I don't think they're an L.
I don't think they're an L, but I don't think they're a win either. They're in the middle.
I think they had a solid deadline.
The Gallo trade is the only one I'm behind. Everything else they've done to me has been sus.
I am behind. I'm definitely behind that Rizzo trade because now. Well, here's the thing. Right now, if
why
at
keep Voit and Rizzo though? Why keep Voit and Rizzo?
Oh, I'm saying I'm behind the Rizzo trade. I think they should have traded Voit and tried to get a pitcher for him, 100%.
And the one pitcher they got has a 5 ERA.
Do you know what I think they could have done? They could have offered the Rockies Voit for like John Gray and maybe another player.
Great tweet. The Braves want to win almost as badly as the Phillies want to lose. I think that's wonderful.
You know what?
Dude, I didn't realize Soler was hitting 192.
Soler's not been good. He hasn't been good this year. He had a recent power surge, but hey, I think that's a win for the Royals.
I'd say right now, keep your eyes on the NL East and the NL West. I'd say those are going to be really fun, especially with all 3 teams in both of those divisions, 3-team races that all made some significant upgrades at the deadline, other than the Phillies, but they're still there.
Well, the Phillies got a couple upgrades.
Yeah, a few, but I mean, it's in the future. Raisel Iglesias was not traded by the Los Angeles Angels. He is sticking around. So a guy that we thought would be honestly, a lot of players that could have been traded weren't, and I think that's something that is going to be something we think about a lot down the stretch. Saying, man, if certain teams could have gotten certain player, obviously you're going to play the if-then game. I wonder if another interesting factor that could go into it would be maybe if they left the deadline at July 31st, if it would have made that much of a difference. You never know. I don't know. I was really surprised that they ended up moving the deadline to today. First of all, I think that was definitely a shock for me. But I'm watching the video of Chris Bryant finding out that he was traded.
Me too. I'm watching the exact same one. It's pretty sad.
Who is he? Who is he with? Is that?
I could not tell you.
Oh man, he's crying.
Yeah.
That's man, poor Chris Bryant. He is very overwhelmed with emotions. Obviously, a guy who he's at least he's Richard Rodriguez. Whoa. Okay. The Braves are being bold. Like, wow. Okay. The Braves are that is a big trade. Wow. That's a big trade. That is a very big trade. Oh man, that puts a lot of pressure on the Mets because that adds to their bullpen that they needed a lot. Wow.
The Braves aren't going away, it seems like. It's crazy.
Yeah, we're at the 130 mark now, or the 430 mark, and we're still getting trades that are coming in.
Marcelo Iglesias was not traded.
Yeah, I know. I said that a few minutes ago.
Nice.
I really hope that the Mets don't regret not making any more moves. I really do, because to me it seems like the Mets are, they kind of stayed put. Obviously, Javier Baez isn't just staying put, but it seems to me like they could have done more. And with the Braves, who have just made a monster deadline, they got Adam Duvall, Jorge Soler, Eddie Rosario, and Richard Rodriguez, as well as Jock Peterson a couple weeks back. The Braves are making a push. They're not just going to be set aside. They're not going to just say that the season's over. Oh my God, the Pirates have now traded Austin Davis to the Red Sox. So the Pirates are officially now finally trading everyone. But the Braves, man, they're trying. They're really trying, and I'm intrigued to see if it'll pay off for them. The adrenaline is certainly worn off, I'll say. But wow. I think we could be good and calling it in another minute or two, because we've been here for 3.5 hours. This has been awesome. But yeah, what's not to love? I've gotten to talk with Nick for like 3.5 hours. I haven't seen him in so long.
This has been a vibe, bro. We've been just mad chilling.
Yes, we have to do this again sometime.
Well, hopefully next time we wait. How many more shows until we are in person, bro?
Like 3, but we haven't heard anything from Blaze about anything in person.
Yeah, so. we can still go to the Edit Bay.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. We could do that. So we'll see about that. But what else was I going to say? I don't know.
When's the next show?
We'll be doing a show on Tuesday, just like normal. We're going to be up and early at 8:30. We'll have something to talk about. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
It'll be actual baseball.
Yeah, right. Actually talking about baseball. But I mean, 3.5 hours, this is a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. But before we go, I do want to do a quick little thing that I think will be fun. We'll do a little game. I'm going to say a team. I'm going to literally read every single team here. I'll say a team, say winners, losers, or neither. That's all I'm going to say. We start, both of you just say it at the same time, or you can just do a thumbs up or thumbs down, so this way you're not talking over each other. So thumbs up, thumbs down, or in the middle. So we'll start it off with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Same.
Wait.
Nothing. That wasn't
Never
anything.
mind. Yeah.
Oh man, they traded Bryce Wilson to the Pirates for that. What?
Whoa. Hold on.
Hold on.
That's weird. Are you
That's
wowing
weird.
about that? That's like, huh? Oh my God, the Mets made it official. Officially done. Javier Baez is a Met. The Mets have announced it. It is official. Javier Baez and Trevor Williams have been officially traded to the New York Mets. And boy, oh boy, does that just look thrilling. Oh, I love that. That's a great shot. All right, so Diamondbacks, yeah, didn't really do too much. Braves. I mean, there's really no
Braves? Yeah.
yeah, Braves, Ryan.
Oh, shoot. Braves?
Mm-hmm. I mean, no other way to go about this. This is MLB source. The Mets and Twins were close on a deal for Kenta Maeda and Josh Donaldson going to New York. Mets wanted more salary covered that the Twins were willing to, and the deal didn't get done. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Alrighty. Orioles.
Nothing. Freddie Galvis was the only thing they did, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I honestly have to say that, yeah, staying put. Red Sox.
Schwarber.
Yeah, but that's all they got.
And they got no pitching.
And they
Not
didn't go
a
after
drop.
first base, really.
And we have no idea. We have no idea when Schwarber's going to be back.
Over here.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna do this.
I'm very, very close to saying it was a loss for them too. That just a hard one. All right, Cubs. This is obvious.
Well, look, I'm gonna do this just because they didn't get much back in the Bryant deal.
Okay, that's fair. But I'm still.
Kimbrel's a pretty good outfielder, but
I'm still gonna give him a. I'm still gonna give him. You're giving them a 45-degree angle. I'm still giving him a thumbs up. White Sox, man.
yeah, I gotta go. Wait, who'd you say?
White Sox. Yeah, it's like quadruple thumbs up. Like it's just the White Sox are elite.
But losing Magical, I think is something worth noting. But it's fine.
Yeah, I agree. The Reds, honestly,
what
they got Sessa. Who else did they get? Sessa and Loizaga. They got
the trade with the Yankees, right?
No, they got Wilson. They got Wilson.
Wilson.
They got Wilson.
Oh yeah, Sessa and Wilson, and they also got Michael Givens. So I'm gonna stay here.
You know what? I gotta give it to them. I have to.
Yeah, but if they want
They went after
to
their
make the
biggest
playoffs,
weakness.
They're not making the playoffs this year.
yeah, I don't
Doesn't
know.
matter. I'm gonna give it to them because they went after their biggest need.
Yeah, I agree. I like it, but I can't go far enough to put them up there.
Fine.
Indians. I mean, it's in the middle. They really didn't do anything.
Hernandez was what happened.
Leaning down a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
trending down.
Yeah, trending down. The Rockies.
Just
Like every single finger on your body down. They made no trades at all. None.
Horrible.
The only
Nationals-
trade they made was trading Michael Givens. Oh, terrible. The Rockies. Tigers.
I mean, we didn't do anything. We got a pitching prospect from Daniel Norris though, so I'm with it all.
Yeah, that's all right.
Right here for it.
Astros. I mean, they got good bullpen help. They got Yimi Garcia.
That's all they needed was bullpen help.
They're preparing for a playoff push.
Yeah, they definitely are. They're getting close. Royals.
I feel like we can't answer that question until we know what prospect you're getting back from Duffy yet.
Fair. I'll put it in the middle.
Austin Davis for Michael Chavis.
What?
Michael Chavis was just traded to the. He was traded to the Pirates for Austin Davis.
You kidding me? Hold on.
Who said that? Oh, yeah, you're right.
What? Okay. To be fair, the Red Sox did make 2 reliever moves at the end, but still.
Yeah, Hansel Robles. Red Sox.
Oh, Twins wanted to get Dominic Smith and Ronnie Mauricio for Jose Barrios. That's funny. Oh man.
Okay, back to the Royals.
Yeah, Royals, it's in the middle. Really is.
It's okay trending up. It's like
Yeah, it's going from here to right around here.
it's like yeah.
They're middle.
Ooh,
Oh,
the Mets got cash considerations from the Cubs too in that trade. That's interesting. Alrighty, Angels. Honestly, failure. You got to get prospects when you're not making the playoffs.
They
to me.
they needed to trade Rafael Iglesias.
Yeah, just I can't give it to him. Dodgers. I like the Dodgers is just the Dodgers.
Oh, my toes are pointed up too.
Yeah, of course they are because you can't.
Oh, hold on.
Oh,
What?
Sorry, Royals news. My bad. I'm really sorry. I got you guys excited for a trade.
Oh no.
Royals just called up one of their shortstops.
Oh, fun.
Bobby Witt.
Uh-oh. No.
What do you think they're doing? Trading Bobby Witt somewhere?
No. Mondi.
Witt. Oh,
What's staying put? They already said he's staying put.
Yeah,
oh.
Mondy's hurt.
Hold on.
Dude, why would the Red Sox trade Michael Chavis?
Hold on. Okay, now this is getting weird.
What?
What?
What happened? What happened? What happened?
Could
What
they
happened?
be trading Nicky Lopez?
Who cares? That's not a big deal.
First off, he's been on fire.
Take that back right now.
What?
Take that back right now. We
What?
are not trading Nicky Lopez.
Well, Eric, we just called up excuse me. We just called up a shortstop who's hitting 185 in AAA.
Why? Well, dude, what's
It's
that?
either he's just taking Soler's spot, but why they'd probably bring up an outfield and probably be Olivares. Huh, we might have something coming. Who
We
knows?
may. Alrighty, Marlins.
4 p.m. deadline. Why? It's like it's almost
Oh,
5. What's this all about?
Everything comes. Things coming after, buddy.
Yeah, real strict deadline the MLB's got there, eh?
Marlins.
Hey,
I'm gonna go in the middle for the Marlins.
no, come on. They got
You got
Luzardo.
Luzardo.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, forgot. Sorry. Yes, big time. Brewers are in the middle. They did
Right here.
yeah, they
Right
made
here.
moves that'll help them.
And Eduardo Escobar.
The Twins, honestly, I'm going to put them in the middle considering that they didn't trade guys that they should have and that they asked for way too much.
I think
Like-
trading Barrios is good.
I'm like,
yeah, no, I'll keep it here because I think trading Donaldson and Maeda would have been better too.
yeah, I think it would have. And Pineda. The Mets, I'm putting it here.
Twins here. Sorry, I didn't put it up.
Yeah, you're fine.
Mets.
I'm putting the Mets here because I think they could have done more, but they definitely were positive.
Yeah, they're trending.
Right
They're
here as
trending.
well.
Get out of here. Do you know that they acquired Baez today?
Yes. What do you mean?
Looks like trade deadline is done. It seems like right now Robert Murray just said trade deadline season's over, and he's typically on top of things. Seems like he might know that things are done. But we'll keep rolling just in case. The Yankees, man, we gotta go. I'm going in the middle. I am.
I gotta go. I gotta go closer to up, like right here.
Yeah, I'm like here. It's close.
I got to.
I
They
can't
got 2 power bats, left-handed bats that they needed.
I'll go like right here.
Why did the Red Sox trade Michael Chavis? Whatever. Alrighty, Athletics. Big time up for the Athletics. I mean, yes, they gave up some good prospects, but still, they still got really good players.
I'm gonna go here, man. The Lazard. I don't know why giving up Luzardo is such a big need for Elliot Marte.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Who are we on?
The Athletics. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to them for the players they got right now. The Phillies, man, interesting, very interesting. They got players, but I really don't think that the Phillies did what they needed to be honest.
Phillies.
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 I'm giving them here.
What they get? They got Freddie Galvis.
Yeah. Well, they got Kyle Gibson, and
Oh yeah, they got Gibson, but they gave up a lot for Gibson.
yeah,
Hey,
they give him a
Kennedy.
ton.
Right here.
Yeah, I'm going right here. The Pirates. I'm giving the Pirates a good thumbs up. Made smart trades, got good players in return. I mean, honestly, for the Pirates, when there's not much to be happy about, this is something to be happy about. It's pretty good.
I would have liked to see them trade Brian Reynolds.
Yeah, but they didn't want to. He's a core piece of their future, considering that he's a rookie. Not a rookie, but he's younger. Padres, man. Honestly, I'm going down. The Padres didn't really do anything other than Adam Frazier, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
Daniel Hudson.
and they got Daniel Hudson. I'm going here.
I'm still going
They're
here.
expected to get Scherzer, bro. Like,
Okay, that's just because the Dodgers went crazy.
No,
Fine,
but
then
I honestly think that their lack of getting players, I think this might push them out of the postseason.
no.
It may.
No.
Look what the Braves
No.
did. The Braves may make a rush for the
Are you
wild card.
serious? I don't
My
know.
brain hurts after hearing that.
You never know.
Yeah, my
I think,
brain.
I think my brain is bleeding.
All right.
Come on, the Padres are fine.
It's gonna. I still can't give them in the middle though. I still think they needed to do more. The Giants. Yeah, the Giants are winners. They're definitely winners. Especially considering that they didn't do much.
What?
Well, I mean, they didn't. I meant they didn't give much for
Oh,
Brian.
good much. Yeah.
The Mariners they're in the middle. I mean, they traded away their best relief pitcher and didn't really do anything else. Considering that they wanted to
The
do
Mariners?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're officially done. John Heyman has said, "Good job, everyone." I think we're done. We're done here with trades. So we'll finish off the we'll finish off the winners and losers here, and then we'll be on our merry way. So the Cardinals, with these weird trades, I'm going to give them a thumbs up. Heck, give it to them.
For John Lester and J.A. Happ?
Yeah, sure. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Just weird. It doesn't make sense, but whatever. I'll take it. Tampa Bay Rays, man, I'm going down. I really am. They didn't make any moves. They didn't add any moves.
Nelson. They got Nelson.
Yeah, but they traded Rich Hill and Diego Castillo and didn't add
Rich Hill's
anybody
41.
else.
Rich
It
Hill's
doesn't matter.
80 years old.
But they still traded Rich Hill was in their rotation and Diego Castillo. So I got to go straight down on that one. I can't.
Right here.
Texas Rangers, full ups. They got some stud prospects back.
Yeah, for number three starter, that's crazy.
Yeah, super, super great job by the Rangers there. They freaking fleece people. Blue Jays, man, also huge for them.
Oh yeah, the Brios. I love the Brios pickup.
I mean, between Barrios, who else? They got I don't remember. They got a lot of people. And the Nationals, man, I've got to give them big thumbs up. The Nationals got some super studs in return for
Putting them
big.
here. I'll put them up here.
I'm gonna put him like right here.
I put them in the middle.
I'm putting them up. They got
The
dope.
fact that they just traded those guys away like that, I don't think they got enough for Scherzer and
Turner, bro. They should have kept Turner for the long term. Like I don't know what they're doing.
They should have tried harder to get him to sign an extension, so they're going here.
Yeah, to me, Turner and Soto would have been the untouchables.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. That's that'll do it, man. That'll do it. That is the trade deadline. That is the
That's one of the craziest ones I can remember.
wow.
Joey
That
Gallo
was such a rush.
we're 13 now.
Such a rush. I've got 2 hours until the Mets play and 5 hours until the D-backs play. The Dodgers play, rather. I'm hoping I can see Trey Turner. Probably won't until tomorrow. That's okay. Final thoughts. Let's
might see
get
Trey
some-
Turner today.
I don't know. Typically, when you announce the trade, it doesn't happen. They don't come till the next day. I remember when the Mets got Cespedes, he didn't come till like 5 days later. I was like, what's taking so long? Like, they officially announced it, and he's not here till like the Thursday after.
Yeah, but
Um,
Cespedes time.
Right, exactly. So final thoughts. What do we think of this year's trade deadline?
Well, the
It was
craziest
awesome.
we've seen in a long time.
It was awesome.
10 All-Stars were traded. That's insane.
As well as multiple past All-Stars too.
Yeah.
Like, hear me out. Just hear me out, guys. Let me tell you why this Soler trade works out very well. Now that I'm just thinking about it again. After he hit 48 home runs, here's what he did last year. He hit 228 with 8 home runs, now hitting 192 with 13.
Wow.
Right. Well, they 8 home runs within a shortened season too.
And it was in 40 games, which isn't bad, but still. His OPS plus is a 79.
Yeah.
His OPS is 658.
The Braves are just hoping that he can do what he did this past week.
Yeah. That's really all they're banking on. But
He has a 288 on base percentage. I did not realize it was that low. Come on.
I would say, okay, well, Javier Baez's on base percentage is like 290, so don't even. That's
Javier Baez over the past 130 games has a 220 batting average.
And
I
he
know.
has more strikeouts than walks.
Yeah, that'll be fun to watch.
But
He's
here's the
gonna
thing: he brings so much excitement. That's worth it.
Yes, he does. He really
Yeah,
does.
it's
He's an
fast.
outstanding player. And maybe Lindor can turn him in. Maybe Lindor and he can just bounce off of each other and they can be studs. God, could you
That's the hope, isn't it?
realistically? The Mets have a team right now that is in first place that consists of Javier Baez and Francisco Lindor having the worst years of their career. Imagine if those guys turn it on down the stretch, like that. And
Alonso
Conforto
hasn't been amazing either.
Yeah, he's been hot lately. Like the Mets very underratedly just made a great deal that if he can start hitting well, I mean the Mets could be in a good spot going down the stretch. A lot of teams did a lot of great things today. Wow, what a day. What a deadline. I also think that this to me, I feel like the MLB needs to do what other sports do and have a free agent deadline. Just going to say it. Because that would be good. A free agent deadline where everyone, you have to sign someone by some day.
Buddy, are you sick?
And that's how waivers work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but like if they did that, then we could have one day where we just sit here, we're like, oh my God, Trevor Bauer signed with the Dodgers. Like,
I mean, usually like the first couple of days of free agency are always like the craziest. That's when we have to do the breaking news shows.
The breaking news shows are going to be dope. They'll be coming back. Didn't do any breaking news shows for trade deadline because we just spent 3 hours and 51 minutes doing them. So, wow, that our longest show ever, and honestly, one of the most fun shows ever.
We had 6 guests? No, 3 guests.
Oh my God, the Cubs are including enough money in the deal with the Mets that they're going to be paying Baez and Williams contracts at the league minimum. They're literally paying Javi Baez like $600,000 this year. That's crazy. I'm good to wrap it up. If you guys are, what are we thinking?
I mean, I'm good. I think we talked enough trade deadline material.
I agree. This was
I think I've heard Michael's voice enough for the next 3 weeks.
yeah, I'm sure everyone has.
I'm just playing.
Well, no, it's we've heard a lot of each other, and it's I just love it. This has been a great show.
Hold on. Our boy Ethan Ryder asked, "Who's Richard Rodriguez? Is he good?" Richard Rodriguez is good.
Yeah, it's a very solid pickup.
That's a very good pickup. Giving up Bryce Wilson's a little tough, but Richard Rodriguez is good.
Yeah,
And I don't think Jorge Soler will continue to bat under 200. So
I hope.
we'll see. We'll see.
yeah, we will see. Baseball
This
games
is-
start in 2 hours.
What'd you say?
Baseball games start in 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours. We keep an eye on the Mets. The Mets have they're bringing the black jerseys back today.
I
And
saw
Carlos
that.
Carrasco is starting. Carlos Carrasco, first start of the year today.
Cookie.
Good old Cookie
Cookie.
Carrasco.
The
That'll be dope.
Lindor trade.
And the Baez trade. The Mets have now traded for 2 franchise shortstops in the matter of 10 months. 7 months, actually. Wow. Man,
Then
the Mets-
another sports news: the Russell Westbrook trade has been confirmed.
which one?
Russell Westbrook.
Oh, yeah, that was weird. I saw that tweet yesterday. I said, doesn't the NBA realize that it's the MLB trading deadline that they don't have to?
Hey, can I be honest with you guys?
Of course.
The Royals gave no money to the Braves.
Wait, so would you give up?
We just gave them Soler. We didn't give them money to pay off the rest of his salary.
Well, that's probably why you got a little bit of a lower thing.
21 first rate prospect. I'll take.
Yeah, that's good. Anyone in the top 30 is pretty good. Well,
All
Plus,
right,
he's free agent after this year.
3 water bottles down, 1 cheese stick along the way, and 4 hours of trade deadline coverage. This was fun. This was fun.
Yeah, always. Well, we will see you. We will be back Tuesday morning.
Tuesday morning, 8:30 a.m., bright and early. We look forward to seeing you all there. As some of these players,
We're still doing one. We're still doing those. That early?
yes, we are. As long as we want Marco to be able to be on the shows, yes.
It's worth it.
Yeah,
Exactly. It's later. It's later for you.
Yeah, right, exactly. It's literally
But
10.
also, you guys know me. I don't go to bed till super late.
Yeah, but it's still 10:30. Like, even if you go to bed at 4 a.m., you're getting 6 hours of sleep.
Dude, I don't go to bed till like 6.
Oh God. Damn.
I thought Nick went to bed late.
Yeah, me too.
Nick, what time do you go to bed, kid?
Like I'd say 2 or 3 is the average.
Right. That's funny. All right, we can talk about this off the air. Thank you guys for watching. It's a bittersweet goodbye because this is one hell of a day. I had so much fun. 4 hours, man. 4 hours just sitting here chatting about baseball. This is what we love. This is what I love. And man, a lot of great names were traded today. Baseball is amazing. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy the rest of your trade deadline evening, even though nothing's going to happen anymore. But guess what? There will still be more trades. The waiver trade deadline is at the end of August. Get ready. Waiver wire. Waiver wire watch, baby. Maybe you'll see Josh Donaldson get DFA'd or something. All righty. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We look forward to seeing you guys in a future episode. That'll be Tuesday, 8:30 a.m. Western time. My brain is just a jumbled mess right now. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.